Hey, hi, howdy, hello. Oh, Lord. I got almost assassinated by a deer today. Do you believe in love? Do you believe in love for the love? Yeah, I could turn back time. I would find a way to avoid that deer that attacked me, and I'd run away. That's got to be one of the most effed up things that's happened to me in my life. Oh my god. It's so embarrassing too. Like you wouldn't think I would admit to that, but fuck. Like how often are you gonna get chased down a sidewalk? I swear to God, I am so glad nobody was there to film that. Oh. Do you believe whatever you turn away? I turn back you say. Yeah, I know I'm doing share dirty right now. Who the fuck is that? Oh, okay. I'm trying to catch up on messages because, like, I'm horrible at responding to people. So it's day two, from Little Man, his little visit to the vet. He's currently sleeping in a really weird position. Now, like, I have questions. Like, he's laid on his back, but he's curled up in a ball, and his feet are stuck straight up in the air. I think I broke my dog. And listen, I did not screech. April, ma'am, I didn't screech until after the attack deer came after me. Okay, I don't know what me screeching and running like Jack Sparrow has to do with this, but it was definitely the deer's fault. I didn't screech until the thing came after me. That thing was vicious. It was a rabid deer and it had a vendetta or something. I don't know. Like, I obviously pissed it the fuck off. I don't know what the hell I did, like, or could have done, because I was minding my business, walking down the fucking sidewalk, getting my exercise on. But no, this motherfucker had to come up out of the brushes and jump up out of the ditch like it's freaking Jackie Chan and come barreling after me like I'd stole its last fucking deer treat. Which one of you trolls paid the deer to come after me like that? I am convinced this was a contract attempt because that deer came after me like it was personal. What the fuck? April, listen here, woman. You dick. And there you go, people. We've got it confirmed. Harry paid that deer to come after me. That was a contract hit. And Harry admits it. He admits to paying this deer and whatever the fuck deer eat. And that's what happened. See, I knew it, Harry. I knew you were behind this. I knew it. But what if deer don't eat apples? I thought apples gave deer indigestion. I don't know that that's actually true. I just want to be clear. I don't know that that's actually true. Like, see, when I make an incorrect statement, I actually back it up with I was kidding. I don't just peddle misinformation around the internet and sell it as the truth, like some people do. And I have to be careful because if I'm going to troll somebody, I have to state that I'm trolling them or they take it like way too far. Kind of like with the fucking RDJ shit that they legitimately just, oh God. It's the final brain cell. It's the final brain cell. Hey, Gandalf. You little man. You're like, Mom, you're singing again, and could you not? What are you doing? You need your back patch? Yeah. Do you need cuddled? Yeah. Please? You're making please paws at me? This spoiled ass dog. Oh, don't cup your face. That is so cute. Stop it. That's cheating. Don't stretch and then put your paws over your eyes like that. That's not fair. Not fair. No, that's cheating. Come here, you. Now I have to cuddle you because you made the cute face. Yeah. Let me feel your temperature. Did you just sneeze? Are you sneezing? Are you good? Yeah. He is so cute. But he literally, like, just put his paw on my leg in just the sweetest little way. He was like, but Mom, I want to cuddle. He's so cute. Oh. Okay. To the content, I guess. What is it, Gandalf? Your back scratches. Alright, let's find some Karens. We can do Karens, or we can watch some Ghost first. What do you want to do, Gandalf? Huh? Why'd you let that deer attack me? Huh? Say, because, Mom, I weigh half a pound. What the fuck was I gonna do about it? Yeah? You could have took that deer. You could have. You're a big, big, big guy. Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are. You're a good boy. Yeah. Ooh, what the hell is that? Shimmer Slam? Who the fuck is that? Huh. That was weird. I was doom scrolling and something caught my attention. Did you know that they're making another Jaws movie? They are. They're making another Jaws movie, and it's Jaws, the New Bloodline, I think, is what it's called. Um, it's got one of the original cast members as the director, and I'm kind of looking forward to it because I am a massive Jaws fan. Because Jaws is literally my favorite movie besides Tombstone. Like, my top tier movies are Tombstone, the Jaws franchise as a whole, um, Gone with the Wind, The Sound of Music. That's about my rotation. And then you also have to have my horror movies. I like Michael Myers. I don't know why I almost just said Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson is not a horror. Michael Jackson is not a horror movie character. He's a musician. Oh dear. That went so um, oh come on, where'd it go? Okay, I'm gonna have to go back up here now. Mr. Fine. Oh wow. Really? Alright, let's grab this video. Ah! Her garage in her underwear like a freak. The hell is going on here?
Karens are known for their public freakouts, and boy, do they deliver. They can be seen going off on anyone, from store clerks to restaurant staff, and even complete strangers. From screaming at the top of their lungs to pointing their fingers aggressively, these Karens know just how to make an entrance. So the next time you encounter a Karen in public,
You know what's even funnier than the fact that you sent me that, April? What makes that funnier is the fact that so we were twin braining right there. We'll have to watch that one. Little dude's going to town on his Chewy. He's been a good boy, so he gets Chewies. He had to go to the vet and get his booster shots and shit yesterday, and like I stayed up with him all night because I was afraid he'd start running a fever. Because he's so tiny, and that's a lot of medicine to give a little dog. They said he would be fine, and he is so far, but I don't like how many they gave him at that time. I was like, "Are you sure?" And even then, they split them up because he gets the other ones to finish it out Thursday. Let him do. He gotta go back first day. Yes, you do, because we gotta make sure you get all your little vaccines. We do. Because we love you and we want you to be okay. You know? The vets nowadays are like highway robbery, though. Like, they charge an arm and a leg, but it's totally worth it.
Think twice before you startle her. She might just have something up her sleeve.
More, so you need to leave.
I will as soon as I get what's right in mine.
And what's that?
$200
For what?
for me. I'm actually worth more than that. I'm negotiating with you right now.
Okay. We're not negotiating anything.
Oh yes, we are.
No, I don't. Back up from me. Back up. Now. That's 2 charges, that Leo.
I don't care.
Okay.
I'm not going no jail.
Yes, you are.
No, I'm not.
In St. Petersburg, Florida, a self-proclaimed Florida queen and goddess, who is nothing but another dumb Karen, clashes with law enforcement. This queenly Karen throws a royal tantrum when asked to vacate the store, demanding $200 and accusing the officers of disrespecting her royal highness. Oops, I mean highness.
Royal heinous. Well, generally, April, the butt of a worm, if it even has a butt, is the part the poo-poo comes out of. If you squish it and brown stuff comes out, that's the butt. The head is the other end. But I'm not sure. Like, do worms even have mouths, or do they absorb stuff through their skin? Like, I don't know. Yeah, Florida, Harry, you've got some splaining to do. Why are you biting my toes?
Despite their best efforts to calm her down, she remains defiant even after being threatened with pepper spray and trespassing. Anyway, let's see how well this unconventional strategy pans out for our regal rebel.
Down 34th Street, you got homeless people trying to jump out in front of your car.
Nobody's gonna touch us.
Hurry.
Nobody can touch us. Nobody's gonna touch us. Nobody can touch us.
What's going on?
Nobody can touch us.
Okay.
Nobody can touch us. Nobody can touch us. Nobody can touch.
So she's clearly suffering. I'm gonna skip past that. I don't want to see somebody in a mental breakdown. I'm gonna skip past that one. Like, some of you may enjoy that shit. I don't. Like, I enjoy watching drunk people get arrested, but like, I think she's suffering a fucking nervous breakdown. Yes. Like, so I'm just gonna be straight up. If I think somebody is serving, like, going through a mental episode, that's when you see me skip through videos. And I'm just, because some people have asked me, Panda, why did you skip this or that? Or why did you skip so much of this video? We were watching that, blah, blah, blah. Well, if you pay attention to when I skip, it's usually when there are children involved or when somebody's suffering a psychotic episode. For those of you new to me who may or may not know that, because I've had that question raised. So, to be clear and to just put it on the table, I don't enjoy watching those, and I don't want to play that on my platform. Thank you, Dave. Yeah. Mental health and mental illness is at a crisis level in today's society. You can't just say this person can't possibly have mental illness because we don't like them. Okay, doctor. Glad you can say that, dickhead. But like you I'm not going to even throw shade at people that target mentally handicapped people regularly. All I am going to say is that I'm not going to be doing that or associating with anybody who does. Thank you. But yes, that's why I skip when I see something like that. There's a difference between a Karen being Karen and somebody actually suffering a mental breakdown. That lady was clearly suffering a mental health crisis. Could she have been under the use of substances? It could be. But do I know that? No, I'm not going to make that asinine assumption. It seemed to me more mental illness than it did drug related personally. So, continuing.
Different sort of prize, for lack of a better word.
Go play with him.
I'm sorry?
Go play in his office.
Okay, don't keep the door open.
Okay, play.
She's drunk. You can tell she is sloshed, man. She's sitting here trying to close the door on the cop while he's trying to conduct a traffic stop.
My daughter.
Your daughter's Abraham?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you know how long you've been sitting here? Do you have an ID?
Can I go?
Do you have your driver's license?
Huh?
Do you have your driver's license?
Yes, I do.
Okay, where is it?
Can I go?
No, I need your driver's license.
Do you have my driving license?
Yes, I need your driver's license.
Okay, can I go? Can I go park?
No, you're parked.
Okay. So then can I close my door?
No, I need your driver's license.
Can I go park?
You are
please?
parked. You've been parked here for an hour.
Okay.
Do you have your driver's license?
Yes, I do.
Okay, can I have it, please?
All right then.
Can I have your driver's license?
Oh my gosh. Can I
The door's
go
gonna stay, no, the door's gonna stay open. I need your driver's license.
She was parked there for an hour, like cold cut out of it. Like just parked in the front for an hour. And then she keeps asking him, "Can I go park? You are parked." And she keeps trying to close the door on him and shit. He's like, "No." I need your driver's license. There's one in the chat if you think she is absolutely just shit faced. I'm going with shit faced. She's acting like she's shit faced. Just saying.
Here you go.
I don't need a mint. I need your driver's license.
Did this bitch just hand him a mint? This bitch just hand him a mint. Hey, officer, I think she's trying to tell you your breath stink. That's not your driver's license.
Are you serious?
What do you mean, am I serious?
I'm serious.
Why are you trying to hand me a mint? What's your first name?
Galilea Miguel.
Your what?
Galilea Miguel. Galilea Miguel Morales.
Morales is your last name?
Yes.
And what's your first name?
Miguel Morales.
Your name is not Miguel.
So what is it?
I'm asking you what your first name is.
Miguel Morales.
Your first name is Miguel.
Yes.
Do you have anything with your name on it? So I'm still waiting for your driver's license. There's nothing in there but mints. I don't want those. I want your driver's license.
Can you hold this up?
Just set it on your seat. Don't put the put the car in park.
Hey, pull up in front of this car.
Why don't you step out for me?
Oh, okay.
Just step out of the car for me. Step out.
She's like, you don't need one mint, motherfucker. You need a whole bag of mints for your breath. She keeps trying to give him those fucking mints. They're gonna play this in court, and she's gonna be like, "How'd you know I was drunk?" They're just gonna play this video. Dead.
Come back here. Stand right here. Stand right there. Perfect.
Okay.
What is your name?
Galilea Miguel Morales.
Okay. And do you have a driver's license?
Yes, I know.
Where is it?
It's in the car seat.
Is it in your purse?
Can you ask me where my car seat is?
Your car seat?
The
How much you had to drink tonight?
no.
Huh?
Can you ask me where I have my car seat at?
I'm gonna ask you how much you had to drink tonight.
It's in the car seat.
Okay, you're not answering my question. How much have you had to drink tonight? Alcohol. How much alcohol have you had to drink tonight?
Oh, it's in the car seat.
Okay. I'm going to ask you to do a couple of tests for me to make sure you're okay to drive. Are you willing to do the tests for me?
Yes.
You're willing to do them?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have any issues with your eyes?
No.
Do you wear contacts?
No.
Do you wear glasses?
No.
Did you hit your head at all recently?
No.
You haven't done any of that? All right. Do you have
No.
issues with your eyes?
Well, no. No.
Okay. I asked if you have issues with your eyes.
No.
Okay.
That's why I'm saying no with them.
Okay. Can you see my finger okay?
Yes.
All right. Come closer to me. Where are you going? Come.
No. No. Not with him, right?
What are you talking about? Are you going to do my test or not?
Not with him, right?
I don't care about him. I'm talking to you.
No, I'm talking to him.
You want to talk to him?
Yeah.
Why do you want to talk to him?
Because I'm saying on issues with his eyes.
What?
I'm saying not issues with his eyes, right?
What about his eyes? What are you talking about right now?
Not issues with his eyes.
You want me to check his eyes?
I don't care about his eyes. I want to know about your eyes.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay. I'm going to ask you one more time. Are you going to do my test or not? Where are you walking away from me?
I'm not worried about his eyes.
Okay. I
Exactly.
don't care about his eyes.
I'm
gonna
not
give you-
worried
I'm
about
going to give
his
you one
eyes.
more chance.
No.
Are you willing to do my test or not? Yes or no?
Yes.
Come towards me.
I'm not worried about his eyes, right?
Try
Look, bro, I'm not worried about his eyes, right?
maybe she'll do that.
Okay.
Oh,
All right. Do you have any issues with your knees, your legs, your ankles, your feet?
no, anything.
No. You don't have.
I'm not worried about it.
Okay.
But I'm not worried about his eyes, right?
Okay. You don't have to
His
worry.
eyes
You don't have to worry about his eyes. No.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So what I need you to do when I tell you to do it. Okay. The first thing I need you to do is I need you to place your left foot on that line.
Left, right.
Left foot. I need you to place your right foot in front of your left.
Okay, so his eyes aren't right, right?
I'm not worried about him. He's not even there anymore.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay. Me and you.
Oh,
Okay. Put your right foot in front of your left. Touch your heel to your toe.
yes,
Can you do that for me?
yes. I'm cold. Okay.
Okay. I understand. I'm cold too. I don't even have a coat on.
Yeah.
Okay. Listen.
I'm not even worried about you.
Do you have your right foot?
Yes.
Right foot in front of your left.
Yes.
Is your right foot currently in front of your left foot?
Oh my gosh, yes.
Touching heel to toe. Your right foot's in front of your left?
You're not worried about my left, right? They're worried about it, right?
Like this.
You're worried about it?
No. Put your foot like this. Like this.
Exactly.
Yeah, there. Go like that.
Can you do that? Can you do exactly what he's doing?
Like this.
Yes.
Like this.
Are you doing that?
Yes. Oh my gosh. Yes.
Your right
Is that what you're doing right now?
Yes. All right.
Okay. What I need you to do is I need you to take 9 heel to toe steps. What I mean by heel to toe is you're going to touch your heel to your toe. You're going to take 9 steps down. You're going to make a turn using several small steps. You're going to take 9 heel to toe steps back. You're going to keep your arms down to your sides.
Bro, at this point, I'm a walk straight.
What?
At this point, I'm a walk straight.
Okay, I got to demonstrate it for you. Do you understand the instructions?
Yes.
All right,
At
you
this
may
point, I'm a walk straight.
you may begin.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Okay.
Bro, the step I'm a
Are
watch.
you done? Are you
Yes.
done with that one?
Yes.
All right, I got one more thing for you.
Oh my god.
What I need you to do is I need you to put your feet together. Just like they are. Nope, just put your feet together.
Oh.
Keep your arms down at your sides. Count your steps or your count the seconds out loud. Look down at your feet. You may begin.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right.
Okay. Is that it?
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead, turn around for me. At this point, I am placing you under arrest for DUI. Take your hands out of your pockets. Take your hands out of your pockets.
No.
Just let him put the cuffs on.
No. Okay, can you go into my car?
We will be.
No, can you go into my car right now?
For what? You're not going into your car. You're going into my car.
No, I didn't.
Come on. Yeah.
Have a seat.
Oh, can you go into my car right now?
Sit up in the seat.
Can you go into my car?
Okay. You want an additional charge? Please just cooperate. You are under arrest, and you've been told that 3 times now. So please get in my car before you get additional charges. Please.
Can you let me know what I'm getting charged for my car?
You're getting charged for driving under the influence.
What is my car charge?
Get in the car.
No, what is my car charge?
I've already explained it to you. Get in your car. You're not
what
making
is
any
my
sense.
car charge?
Get in the car.
No, what is my car charge?
Man, please just listen.
Just get in the car.
You put it weight or not.
What is my car charge? Ma'am, they're not charging your car with drunk driving. I cannot with this woman. She's like, what are you charging my car with, ma'am? They're not charging your car with DUI. They're charging you with a DUI, dumbass.
You know what?
Well, what is my car charge?
Your car is not getting charged. You are.
I'm not saying that there's anybody in my car. I'm
Okay,
saying
I'm
what
asking
is
you
the
to-
lady that's charged with my car?
I am asking you to get in the car for the last time. Please get in the car.
I'm saying.
I don't care what you're saying anymore. Get in the car. This is a lawful order. You are under arrest. Get in the car. Do you want me to put you in the car, or do you want to get in the car yourself?
If you're getting, I'm saying.
Put your feet in the car.
I'm saying, who is charging my car?
Nobody's charging your car. Put your feet in the car.
I'm not charging you.
Put your feet in the car now.
No. No.
No, you're under arrest.
Why?
Because you're driving under the influence of alcohol.
This Karen was the epitome of unpredictability, always keeping people guessing. Case in point, she confidently handed over a pack of mints, thinking it was her ID, which had everyone but Karen in stitches. She believed she was playing some advanced 3D chess game, but sadly, nobody ever taught this clueless Karen how to actually play chess, and she ended up getting arrested for her 4th DUI. In her defense, would you believe she's not drunk but an interdimensional explorer trying, and hilariously failing, to understand our language and mimic our behavior? If that was true, it would explain a lot about what we just watched.
Probably should have thought about that before you turned around and punched me. After I had already told you I'm the police. You punched me. That's what you did.
It doesn't matter. Okay,
And it's all on camera right here.
Perfect.
Perfect. I said, ma'am, I'm the police. You need to leave. She turned around and went, boom, right in my chest.
Was it like,
and driving erratically
was it a serious punch?
It was a serious.
So, Karen and her boyfriend splurged $2,500 on a table at a nightclub for a Halloween event. But when Karen stepped out to grab something from her car, she hit a snag. Security barred her re-entry due to their strict no re-entry rule. Naturally, Karen started Karening and the cops were called in as a result. As an officer tried to calm things down, Karen thought it would be a brilliant idea to throw a punch at him. Spoiler alert, it didn't end well for this stupid Karen.
Ma'am, I'm the police.
Yeah, check my purple.
You mean assaulting police officers didn't end well? Who could have predicted that? Yeah. Couldn't possibly have ended badly. I really need to get back to the doctor for these fucking allergies. I can't breathe. I don't know what the fracking plant life is up here. But I'm allergic to something. Because my allergies have been just monstrous. Can't freaking breathe. Be right back.
Give your part. Hey. Hands off me. Hands fucking off me.
Punched.
You too.
Oh, look, Harry. Florida. Again. Harry. I may try that. I don't know if you can hear me, but I can't fucking breathe. I'm like wheezy and shit. And I don't fucking like it. What are you doing? What, you don't like salad? No. Well, you didn't have to spit it at me. You could have just said, no, thank you, ma'am. After sticking your whole face in my bowl. Yeah. Gandalf apparently decided he wanted to try some salad and like stuck his whole face in it and like started rapid firing pieces of salad out of his mouth onto my leg. What? You little brat. I'll try that. I mean, I do anyway, but I'll try to elevate more. I took a really steamy shower with some essential oils, hoping that would help. But like, I can't breathe. And I'm around a lot of new plants and trees and shit I'm not used to, so.
Can you make sure I'm not losing my personal items? You're getting my phone. You have my phone right now.
It's right here. You can have it in your hand.
No,
Go on your bed.
no, please. Give me my bag.
Put your hands behind your back.
Yeah, tell me what you're supposed to be doing before, and then I will, because they have not only my property, but somebody else's. Yeah, I have all of this.
Come on.
My car.
810 Charlie.
Guess what? The best part is, those handcuffs are the perfect finishing touch for Karen's Halloween costume.
Oh, give me 1 second. It was good.
Let go.
No.
We need a cruiser to come by Fairfield 26 for transport.
Transport to Fairfield 26.
Can I have one request, be a little bit more gentle because it hurts really?
Yeah, you can sit right here.
Yeah.
In a moment.
I asked you one time. Come help me.
Thank you.
How many times I asked you? Just tell me, how many times I
You were
asked you?
dealing with security. They were telling you
It's
to leave.
fine.
You were
It's not
refusing
about
to
that.
leave.
I have my right to speak and get my policies and everything like
Do you
that.
have an ID on you, ma'am?
Of course I do, but my hands are so tight I can't
Where is
get.
your
No,
ID
no,
at?
don't touch my shit.
You're under
Oh,
arrest.
that's
You're
not
under
shit.
arrest.
You're
We
under
need to break
arrest
the
right
rules
now.
now.
All right.
You probably should have thought about that before you turned around and punched me. After I had already told you I'm the
I
police.
pushed you.
You punched me. That's
I
what you
pushed
did.
you.
10-4.
It doesn't matter. Okay,
And it's all on camera right here.
perfect.
Perfect.
Perfect. Wow. Okay, is anybody third party can return the phone, but does not belong to me? That belongs to my.
If you got the phone, it's your phone right now.
No. I have my phone, but I have somebody and a key. He can't go anywhere without my key.
Not my problem.
Sweetheart, can you find Gio? Can you do me a favor?
No idea.
Ma'am,
If
what's
you're
your
going
name?
inside,
Well, she has another.
you have ID. Get ID. It's fine.
Is this a clutch here?
Please be gentle. It really hurts. I'm
We're
not
as
really
gentle
impressed.
as we can, and you'll just cooperate. We're still trying to find your ID.
You guys have to arrest her.
Are you with her? Yeah, she turned around and punched me. So yeah, she's going to jail.
He's hurt. I paid I know my boyfriend paid like $300 for the ticket to get in, and I did not know his no re-entry. I was about to drop his 20 pounds helmet. Please, hey, do you want to ask me? Do you want to know any clues?
You're all turned inside out here.
No, you're not taking my car.
Excuse me. Yes.
No, you're not taking my car.
Ma'am.
Listen to me.
It's
What
not
the fuck
gonna
you
be-
mean? You
Let
look
go
at
of
my
the
ID.
keys.
I can tell you where the ID is.
Well, you got to take everything out of your
Exactly.
hands.
I can tell you where
Take
it is.
everything out of your hands.
My keys are in my
Why are you fighting?
Get my
Why
phone.
are you
Why are you
That's
fighting?
ridiculous.
We have to get all your property from you.
It's not your properties.
We have to get all your property. Is what I
Let
said.
go. You're gonna.
Can you play my phone first and then I'll give it to you? Can you get my phone?
No, you're not in charge here. You're under arrest.
Listen, if you got
Okay,
a
all
girl,
your property's
it
in
does
your
not
right
mean
You're not
if you got
understanding.
a girl in their wrist, does not mean that I'm like that. You're looking for my phone. Where's my phone? It's
I don't
my
have your phone. Phone's over there.
No, it's
Let
not.
go. You can't have this in your
It's
hand.
not there.
You can't have this in your hand.
Gentlemen, please.
Let go.
Find my phone.
Your phone's in the helmet.
I need that ticket.
You're not getting a ticket.
Give me my phone.
Okay, we all get it,
Okay,
but you
let
still
go of the key.
we need to get all your property from you. What do you not understand?
I just in my rights because I was punished for no re-entry. Nobody told me my rights or anything like that. You like I just sounded crazy.
What are you
I was just
talking
trying
about?
to fix my problem.
Right, and they told you to leave.
Who
You
did?
didn't. The security.
Who are you to me?
I caught you in your
The
face.
security is the guy working the door telling you to leave. You have to leave. You have to leave.
How can I leave?
And then when I came up to this, I said, "Ma'am, I'm the police." You turn around and punch me.
Listen, I went to go wash my hands and I come back and Gandalf is buried neck deep in my salad bowl that I set on the counter. And there's like little pieces of salad everywhere. Sir, you've been caught. Red pawed. You guilty. Guilty, guilty, guilty. I busted you. I did. I caught you. You're not as sneaky as you thought you were.
Yeah,
That's what happened.
Yeah. I punched him so badly.
51 for a money
Come, please, come. He's bleeding. Can you come faster? He's bleeding. He's such pain. He needs some medicine right now.
10 Charlie, contact.
Nice. You know, it's cool. My boyfriend and it comes like, what the did you just do? It's
I don't care.
just no, I'm so
Your
saying.
boyfriend's gonna come out here. Who cares? I'm gonna tell him.
Harry, you've got some explaining to do. Nice view for a moment. This happened in Florida, Harry. You have some splaining to do. Like, what the hell is going on here? Exactly.
Oh, hey, you can go pick her up at Pinellas County
it's
Jail.
not- yeah. But
Is
here
this
I
your
go-
current address in Panama City?
No.
What's your current address?
Tell me, I've never been arrested.
Would you like to
Tell
give
me
me your
that
current
more
address?
favorable thing I can do. I live right now in Cape Coral.
What you could do is tell us your correct information. That would be
Right
the
now, I
first
live in
thing you
Cape
can
Coral.
do. What is your address in Cape Coral?
Southwest Avenue. No.
You gave me. In Cape Coral, Florida.
339. The only thing, if I can
What's
get
your
my
zip
boyfriend
code?
here. I just told you, 339. Have you heard that? Can I get my boyfriend here?
How do you? There's 3,000 people in there. How am I going to get your boyfriend here?
If you get a little bit of compassion. And
What's a phone number for you, ma'am?
It hurts.
We'll fix it in a minute. What's your phone number?
Yes.
I mean, it's not all that wild. April. I have one similar to that. Only mine's purple. Purple and silver.
You said 3 minutes.
Let's go. Please put their pin back in the
Here, we're gonna get it. We'll get it all for you.
I don't trust you. You guys been up here.
It's all on camera. His body camera's on, and so is mine.
It's your camera. It's not my
So
camera.
there's nothing. There's nothing not
I've
to
seen
trust.
so much.
Again, you're going to
the past
do
couple
what we
years,
say.
I've
You're
seen
going to
so
do what
much.
we say, or it's not good for you.
Can you please return the phone to the bike and
No.
somebody?
It's gonna go with you. It's gonna go with you.
It's not my fault. Oh my God.
And the $1,100, I mean, all this money's gonna go with you too.
I mean, I don't
Have a seat.
really care about the cash, but I care about them.
Have a seat.
She was no re-entry. She was giving her security guard a lot of issues. Officer goes up to aid your security guard, and she reaches over and punches you. Yeah. Probably. I got $1,100. What am I about to start to count it, and then everything will just have to go with her.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mine, and then my wallet and my cash
You want to
clip.
take Mandalorian?
Yeah.
I need to have you.
Anastasia, what the hell were you thinking?
I need to have your ID when you get it.
That's okay. I'll give it to you. That's my phone, and then I've got a. It's called a. So can I look for you?
I'll look.
All right. So there's a key right there. There's that, and then my money clip. There's that, and then there's the. Okay. So my cash.
Copy attack. It's gonna be Romeo Papa Tango.
That's all my cash. It's a money clip. It's a silver my father that he stamped it.
That was with her in her stuff.
Well, no, she was waiting for me in line at the bathroom, man.
It was in her little.
All right,
If she wants to release it to him,
that's fine.
I don't care. If she says he can have it.
Anastasia.
Anastasia, do you want to release this money to him?
Anastasia, I need a solid yes or no. Thank you. And then I need, no, that's in my clip too. That was in my wallet. You opened it.
How much money did you have there?
It was about $1,100.
Yeah.
You want to count it?
Is that in the money clip plus this?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then, so we got this, we got that, and my Range Rover keys.
I was on the brink of pitying the boyfriend, but then he dropped my Range Rover key instead of just saying the car keys, and my sympathy evaporated. Is he a D-bag? That's a solid yes.
And then where's she being booked at? St. Pete Central?
Pinellas County Jail.
Pinellas County.
Let me have that stuff because I got to write it all down.
Do it, write it all down. It's okay. Can I make a call real quick?
Is your ID in here?
It is. Here, let me grab it. Wait, sorry, I'll grab this. Jesus Christ.
There you go. We'll come over to the front of the car.
Yeah, let's do it.
Thanks, Greg. Very good now.
I'm gonna make a call, man. I might be able to.
It's nobody's decision but mine.
I know.
Nobody's going to change it but me. And I, like
Sir,
I said,
I know.
If
My
she
father's a long-time standing member.
if she didn't turn around and punch me,
I can't believe she did that. Are you
Kidding me. She turned around and I said, ma'am.
No, she.
I said, ma'am, I'm the police. She turned around and went,
No, she
bam.
did it. So, well, it's Halloween and she started, but she fucking.
Is this your current address on here, sir?
No, it's not. A mansion down on Bayway.
What's your current address?
It's what, staying this weekend down in Cape Coral.
That she gave me?
Yeah.
Cape Coral, Florida?
Yeah.
Okay. So we got your cell phone,
Cash,
your key.
Keys. Is there absolutely anything that I can do?
And what is it? It was 18.
You can cash. It's about 11.
It was exactly 11.
Seriously, man. Is there anything I can extend to the department whatsoever? Tenfold.
I'm not a
tenfold, man.
I can't answer that question for you.
Absolutely tenfold.
I can't answer that question. So, I'm just gonna say, let everything play out.
The shady ass way that police officer is answering that question makes me believe that that officer absolutely would take a bribe.
You see what happens.
I know.
Okay, is there anything else we can do for you, sir?
Oh,
you
no,
got
this just
anything
ruined.
else in your helmet at all?
Not at all. This
Helmet
just ruined
and
my
dog.
years. I can't believe. Did you present yourself as an officer to her?
I did.
To us before
She did?
Yes, she knew we were there.
I went up and told her, I said, ma'am, I'm the police. You need to leave. And she turned around and punched
Thank you. I'll let the other dispatchers know.
What happened to you, bro? Hey, guys.
That's cool, man. Well, she was allowed back in. They didn't know.
Right there because my friend was handicapped. So,
She's with the.
That's up to them. You're
Okay.
don't have a problem. We don't have a problem.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
All right, thank you.
All right.
All right. So, Pinellas County, what you been charged with?
Battery on a police officer.
What was?
It is a felony.
Yeah, clearly. And then, it's okay. Your wife was getting sent out of the country. I feel that. Jesus. Can't believe she just did this. What led up to it? What's the whole lead up?
The reentry. She was upset they wouldn't let
She
her
tried to go in. Security was telling her there's no reentry.
I know. She only spent $25,000.
She was She was yelling, blah, blah, blah. I didn't hear everything she was yelling. I gave security a chance to work it out.
Yeah.
They weren't letting her in.
We're getting a call.
So I went over just to intervene, see what the issue was.
3301.
They said she needs to leave. I said, ma'am, I'm the police. You need to leave. She turned around and went, boom, right in my chest.
Uber driver
Was it like-
is code 2 and driving erratically and
Was it a
dangerously.
serious punch,
They're
man?
arrested
It was
for
a serious.
disorder.
It's all on.
I'm still not real sure he didn't. He probably took some money to drop it, if nothing else, because they can drop shit. The officer pressing the charges for assault on a Leo can drop it. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge, or make it go away, quote unquote. You know that as well as I do. Oh, hey, Classic. I miss your face. I hope you're still enjoying the stuff I got sent you. I got together for you anyway. I don't know if I sent you any essential oil. But if you go get some lavender essential oil, eucalyptus, put it in a candle, it'll chill you out.
On body cam. It's all on body
How
cam.
he could tell that he was intoxicated, that he It just fell.
All right.
All right. Is there any way we can process it tonight?
She'll be bonded. You can bond her out in probably an hour.
What's the bad? Well, I'm sorry.
No worries.
Sorry.
I have no hard feelings.
Well, I don't.
Just so you know, Classic, I'm pretty sure I sent you one of the caps I make with the teal mark in it. Any and all of my caps that I make that have a teal stripe in it or multiple teal stripes are my autism awareness caps, by the way. I give those out to special needs facilities. They love them. I didn't know if you knew or not, so I just thought I would tell you what the teal stripe means. That's why I sent you that one, Classic. I wasn't gonna outright say that, but you did. I was trying to subtly hint. It didn't work. But yeah, that's why I sent you the one I sent you.
Run around the 2 hours losing. Calling everyone.
That's what she was saying.
Yeah, that's fine. Come over there. Yep.
She was saying she just wanted to get you back your phone and your keys. That's what she was saying.
Yeah.
And we kept telling her, we have no idea who you are or how to get a hold of you because she had your phone. I said,
I was calling
1,000.
And without going into it too deep, autism awareness is very near and dear to my heart. That is one reason that Andrew Ditch really profoundly offended me, because that is so close to home and I have to watch somebody struggle with that on a daily basis. So that project is really, really special to me. And those of you who know, you know. I know, right? No, actually, it's today because it's after midnight here. So May the 4th be with you. And the revenge of the 5th. April, I haven't got your box out in the mail yet. And I'm almost done with this teal cap. Do you want a autism awareness cap? Because I know we've had some conversations, but like, I'm not going to put it out there. I'm just going to ask you if you would like one also.
people in 30 times.
So,
Jesus. I think it's that I'm her only attachment here. So she doesn't even live in this area. Jesus.
All right.
There's someone I can talk to at the station that maybe knows the situation. That's not just a standard hello, wait in line.
You can call a sergeant. I mean, I can call a sergeant out here to talk to you.
No, meet me at the station. Can we fast track it at least
No,
and then deal with
we
it
don't
later?
control
She's
that.
probably going almost directly out.
she's on her way there
She's
now.
in the van.
Yeah, she's going right
She's
now.
going directly out to the county jail right now. That's what I said. She'll be able to be bonded out probably within an hour. She's got to get processed,
Okay.
fingerprinted, photographed.
Yeah.
Takes a little while. And then she's able to get bonded out at that time.
Okay. Would you know the address?
4990 49th Street North.
It's really a good place to park.
130 West Bethel. The complaint of
At this point,
there's a lot of
cars wherever
Well,
you can find the
hopefully the rest of your night's not as eventful as that. And I'm sorry that that's.
I mean, trust me, that's the last thing we wanted to deal with. If she wanted to yell and scream and cuss at us,
That's
so
one
be
thing.
it. But as soon as she turns around and punches me, and the other people in line that saw it went, oh, like,
I know.
So,
I
I
would have
mean-
too. Well,
all right?
I'm in too. Thanks.
Sorry, sir.
Karen ended up getting charged with battery on a law enforcement officer and was whisked away to the Pinellas County Jail. Fast forward 3 hours, and another $2,500 later, she was free on bail. The plot twist? On December 4th of 2023, Judge Susan St. John decided Karen's drama wasn't worth the courtroom popcorn and dropped all charges, closing the case for good. This calls for a celebration with caviar and only the finest champagne.
Janice, I never, ever got in trouble, and you don't freaking care.
On May 20th of 2023, the police clocked a car speeding at 86 miles per hour in a 50 miles per hour zone and promptly pulled it over. The officer suspected that the driver, a dumb Karen, might be under the influence and asked her to do some field sobriety tests. Naturally, Karen flew into a rage, flat out refusing to comply and insisting on getting her stuff and having someone come get her car. Her fury might have something to do with the suspiciously filthy straw they discovered in her.
Ew. Karen. Oh no, a Karen acting ridiculously? You don't say. Yeah, that's a hefty fine. But you should probably not, I don't know, batter a police officer. But I'm willing to bet that this is in Florida too. Fucking Florida. Ugh. What is it with these people and drinking and driving? Like, I don't get it. I don't care if you drink. Please don't get me wrong. I don't care. You're an adult. But when you drink and drive, you put everyone else on the road in danger. And people lose loved ones every day because some drunk idiot decided to get behind the wheel of a 2-ton weapon and drive it down the road. And I have zero mercy for that shit. Zero tolerance. Right? Harry, all of Florida is pretty much just a giant lol's cow. Florida is a meme at this point. But, like, I don't care if you drink. I don't care if you smoke bud. I don't care what you do. just do not do it and get behind the wheel of a car and put everyone else in danger because you want to get fucked up. End of story. Be an adult. Make wise decisions. Don't be a douchebag.
Vehicle. Trust me, you'll get why in just a moment.
Hasn't even noticed me yet. Have a drink in her cup. Hi, can you turn the music down? Deputy Duluth Sheriff's Office, the reason I'm stopping you, you're doing 86 and a 50.
I was following my girlfriend.
Okay, you're doing 86 and a 50.
86 and 50? There's
Yeah.
no way.
Okay. How much have you had to drink tonight?
I haven't had anything.
What's in the cup holder? Yeah. Can I see it? Can I get your license, registration, and proof of insurance?
There was no way I was doing 86 and a 50. I was following my girlfriend.
Okay. Well, it's
so
on
you didn't
camera.
follow my. You didn't stop my girlfriend, but you stopped me.
It's all on camera. I'm not here to argue about it.
Okay, I'm not arguing with you.
Can I get your license and your registration? Thank you. And your registration? You gave me your insurance. All right. All right, Miss Shanoa.
Sorry.
I'm going to have you step out of the car for me.
That's fine. Hold on.
No, you can leave your phone.
No, I'm not leaving my phone.
Yeah,
My
you can leave your phone.
My girlfriend's on the phone.
You can leave your phone.
Hello?
You can leave your phone.
She's telling me to leave the phone.
Yeah. She? I am.
He's telling me.
Yeah. Head back that way.
So it's my belief that you're doing My belief is based on the fact that you have an alcoholic beverage in the car. Okay. Your driving pattern.
Okay.
You didn't notice me at the side of your car for about 45 seconds, and I was knocking. Okay. I asked you for your driver's license, registration, proof of insurance 3 times.
Yes. Okay.
I can keep listing things. I don't.
Okay, go ahead. Keep listing things. Go ahead.
Okay. The droopy bloodshot eyes that you have right now, the way you just stumbled getting out of your car.
Okay.
So all that comprised together, it's my belief that you're too impaired to drive this car. Okay. My request is that you submit to some standardized field sobriety tests.
That's fine.
Are you
Whatever
willing to
you
do that?
want to do, yes. I don't care.
Okay.
Over here.
Well, where are you going?
No, you're not. No, you're not.
Don't tell me I'm not.
You know what? You'll just go to jail. How does that sound?
Janice! Get off. Why are you?
Because you walked away from us. Now you're going to jail.
Go ahead. Take me to jail.
I got it.
Can I get my?
No.
No, I want my car.
Nope.
Well, if you slip that cuff, it's gonna be really bad for you.
Okay.
Yeah, car's getting towed.
Can I get my?
No.
No, I want my.
No.
Janice, could you get towed?
Walk down.
Why are you taking my?
You're
purse
going
away?
to jail.
But I need my purse.
You are going to jail.
Okay,
so you don't get to carry your purse. You're going to jail.
I need my purse.
You're going to jail.
Okay, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it does.
Yes, it does.
No, it doesn't.
I
Have
need
you
my
been
purse.
before?
No, I never been.
Okay,
to
well,
jail.
this doesn't go into jail with you on your person.
Okay, whatever. Search me.
What's that?
Search me.
That's what we're doing.
50 years old. I never been to jail before.
Well, now first time for everything.
Fine. Go ahead, keep on. I can go to jail. I can get my thing.
Is there anything else that I missed?
I don't care. Just get me.
Okay, I'm following you right.
Give me my wallet and my purse. Ridiculous.
Huh.
Whatever. I don't give a. Keep on. Look. Whatever you want to look for.
Yeah, let me get good light now, because.
Yeah, definitely search.
Search. All you want to search. Go ahead. Go ahead. Search. Search.
That's one thing, spread your feet.
And I only had one drink. Go search.
Spread your feet.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Search.
I can see that, April. And I can understand being young and dumb once. But I can't understand drinking and getting behind the wheel of a car because people die like that every day. Any one of those times you could have hit somebody and taken away their family member. Until you've had that happen to you, you don't really get the gravity of how that shit affects a person. To have someone they love and are close to get Minecrafted by someone who chose to get behind the wheel of a car drunk. Like, people grow up and I get it. But it's just one of those very touchy things. I don't really see a difference. Right? But at least you don't do it anymore. You learned your lesson and you don't do that shit anymore. But like, I never understood people getting behind the wheel, hopped up on fucking pain medication either. Ahem. Some of the trolls who like talking shit. Do you think that wasn't going to come up? There's no difference in doing that and drinking. Matter of fact, it's worse than drinking and driving because that shit lingers longer. Dumbass. But like, getting high on drugs and driving is just as bad, if not worse. April.
Okay, go ahead. Walk that way.
Go ahead. I don't care.
Wrong way.
Which way you want
That
me to
way.
fuck? I don't care. Go ahead. Which way you want me to go?
Right here.
Search. Go ahead. Trust me. I'm not nothing.
Okay, hold on, hang on.
I need my purse.
Nope. I can attempt.
If you just want to do it for paraphernalia, I don't have any of that.
Well, I mean, paraphernalia if I can.
There's residue up there.
Okay.
Yeah, and in there.
Right there. Okay. I can touch that. But I mean, we got to inventory the car.
Yeah. Yeah, because I feel like she's gonna get fucking combative, so I want to get her out of here as fast as possible. Ooh, there's the keys. All right. She rolled the back window down.
Yeah. We'll just destroy it real quick.
Okay, so So I
What the fucking casket? Weeping and wailing and crying because their loved one is in that casket because someone else chose to drink and drive or do drugs and drive. They should have showed a grieving family grieving the loss of a loved one for the actions of another fucking human being. That shit may have affected people differently. If people got to see the gravity of the choices they made, it might make a difference. And I think they should have been introduced to someone who lost a loved one because of a drunk or drugged up driver and had to look them in the face and explain to them why it was okay for them to drink or get high and drive. Look in the face of a person who's lost a loved one because of choices exactly like that and explain to them how what you did is okay. Personally. Yeah, it's harsh, but so is losing someone because somebody got fucked up and got behind the wheel of a car. That's also harsh.
like turn and put your feet up on the seat. It's going to be towed to Pratt's Towing in DeLand.
Where?
Pratt's Towing in DeLand.
What's the name?
Pratt's.
Pratt's?
Yep, it's in DeLand.
So nobody could have came picked up my car.
Did you have anyone that could be there in 10 minutes?
Yes.
Okay.
Why couldn't you let me know this so I could have somebody pick up my car? So someone could pick up my car in 10 minutes? My phone, nobody? Can I have somebody pick up my car?
No.
I'm a grandma, 4 grandkids. I have 4 grandkids. I'm a mother of 3 children. Can I have somebody pick up my car? Why are you doing this to me? I'm 49, gonna be 49 years old. Like, why? From all people, why? I wasn't going 86. I was not going 86. My friend was right next to me. She freaking flew by me and you stopped me. 4 grandkids and 3 daughters.
And you were drinking and driving. I don't think you want to be bringing up the fact that you're a mother and a grandmother and yet still decided to get behind the wheel of a car drunk and high on coke. Well, if you're a mother and a grandmother, why are you getting drunk off your ass and driving high on cocaine? Ma'am, grandmother of 4.
Car and you cannot let me have somebody pick up my car. I never, ever got in trouble and you don't freaking care? Like, why? Can I have somebody pick up my car? This is crazy, man. I go out one freaking night and I have to deal with this. I wasn't in nobody's harm. I was going home. Can you please have somebody pick up my car?
Your car is being towed.
Please?
No.
Can I have somebody pick up my car?
listen, Miss Victim. You made the active choice to get behind the wheel of that car and do 85 miles an hour down the freeway while drunk off your ass, still drinking while driving, high on coke. You don't get to play the victim, because if you had hit someone and they had passed away, you could get tried for vehicular manslaughter. Did you know that, you dumb bitch? And the fact that you're a mother and a grandmother, that makes it worse. That doesn't get you sympathy points. That makes it worse. And the fact that you don't get that says exactly how fucked up you're used to being. Because you seem to think that this is okay behavior.
Do you still want to take a breath test? Well, I need a yes or a no. Okay. Well, the breath test, if you want to do it, we have to go to Orange City for it. So I can't make you do it, but I don't want to drive all the way there just for you to change your mind.
What am I doing? Why am I here?
You're under arrest for DUI. You're under arrest for DUI. Okay. Are you willing to take a breath test?
No, I don't care.
It's not I don't care. It's yes or no.
Why do you keep asking me?
Because I have to make a drive that's going to add about 40 minutes to our trip.
I don't care.
So do you want to take a breath test?
I don't care.
Yes.
I don't care. I freaking just told you. I'm a grandma.
Okay.
3 kids. 4 grandkids. I don't know why you pulled me over.
Okay, do you want to take a breath test, yes or no?
Miles per hour. My girlfriend was right next to me.
Are you willing to take a breath test, yes or no?
I don't care.
Yes or no?
I'm not answering.
Okay, yes or no?
No, I'm not answering you.
Okay, so you're. I know. I have to ask you something.
I want to call somebody.
Are you willing to take a breath test, yes or no? Okay.
I don't care.
That's not a yes or a no.
I don't care. I'm not answering yes or no. I don't care.
Okay. If you refuse to take this test, shut up. Shut up. If you refuse to take this test, your driving license will be suspended for up to a year if you've never refused before.
I'll take a test.
Okay.
Oh, my car. You didn't even let me call anybody.
1 Alpha 62 Central.
Car. And why it has to be towed?
Does Orange City have someone that can let me in at their feet?
Because, Karen, you decided to drive drunk and still get more drunk while driving, while high on cocaine. Miss, I'm a grandmother of 4 and mother of 3. So you decided to put everyone else's kids and grandkids in danger of getting Minecrafted by a bitch like you who decided to get behind the wheel of a car, still drinking while drunk, and doing cocaine. Judging by that, you believe that other people deserve to lose their family members because you gotta get fucked up, right? Right? What if those were your grandchildren riding home with your kids on that freeway and you hit them? Ma'am, that shit happens all the time. Or what if you'd slammed into your girlfriend who was quote unquote right beside you and you had taken her life? You don't seem to grasp the gravity of what you did. And you seem to think that you're some kind of victim. Ma'am, you are not a victim.
Duty for a breath test.
It's like 2 minutes from the freaking place. She could have picked up my.
Ding, 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 ding. Karen, would you like to know, Karen, at what mile percentage from your home do car accidents most often happen without the use of drugs or alcohol? Anybody in the chat want to answer for this one? Most car accidents happen within a how many mile radius of your home, minus the use of drugs or alcohol? I have a point, I promise. Anybody care to answer? Yeah, within a 5-mile radius of your home. Most car accidents happen within a 5 to maybe 10-mile radius of getting home. That's probably roughly 20 minutes. 10 to 20 minutes from your house. Most of them closer than that. Within a couple of blocks. So you almost getting home, we're at a high risk without being drunk of getting into a car accident. Then you want to compound on that with the use of copious amounts of alcohol and cocaine. Then your likelihood of having a car accident skyrockets. You almost have a 99.9% chance of having a car accident that close to your home, that inebriated. You are almost guaranteed to have a car accident. Especially speeding that fucking fast. Playing on the highway because you and your little buddy were racing. Breaking the speed limit, driving like idiots down the highway, which is what got you pulled over. And not only that, not only were you acting like idiots on the highway, but add to that the fact that you're fucked up on alcohol and drugs and still drinking on top of it while racing each other down the highway. Oh, but you're a mother of 3 and grandmother of 4, which means you shouldn't be doing exactly those types of things. Those kids and grandkids you're trying to use as a human shield to get out of taking accountability for what you did, those people are exactly why you shouldn't have done exactly what you did.
Car for me.
All right, I'll be in route.
Give me a breathalyzer test. I didn't drink but one drink.
I have your purse and your phone. It's going with you to the jail.
I know, but why can't I call anybody? And why my car's getting towed? Why can't I have somebody pick it up? Like, why are you not allowing me to do that? Like, the least you could do is have my freaking family pick up my car. Like, why? Why are you doing this? Like, why? Like, what did I do? Like, you can't even freaking have my family member pick up my car. And I'm going to jail. I just need my freaking car picked up.
I don't care if you mind going to jail, Karen. I don't care about your sob story either, given the gravity of what you did. Don't care. They absolutely should have towed your vehicle. Maybe that would teach you a fucking lesson. Because had they let you have your way and manipulate the system to get you out of accountability and let you off scot-free, you might have done it again the next night and Minecrafted someone. then they're liable because they didn't hold you accountable. What did you do that you think you deserve to be cut a break? Exactly. You broke multiple laws. You put everyone driving down that road in immediate danger. And you're fucked up and driving. So yes, your car's getting fucking towed. They don't owe you a favor. You are not exempt from consequences. You entitled twat.
Alright, go inside out. Because I gotta make sure that you don't put anything into your mouth, and your attitude is indicated that you're not the most cooperative person. DUI resisting without, and the cocaine straw you had in your back pocket.
What?
Yeah, the straw that you had with cocaine on it.
You're kidding me.
No, I'm not kidding you.
You're kidding me. Cocaine on my straw?
Yeah.
That's a freaking hookah straw.
Well, it had cocaine in it.
You're lying.
I'm not lying. I wish I was lying. I'm not
lying.
I'm not
lying. That's bullshit. I have cocaine on my straw. I've never in my life have ever did that. I am so against that. You're how dare you? How dare you? Cocaine in my straw. How dare you?
I'm not the one that had cocaine in my back pocket.
Never in my life. I'm 49.
Oh my God, shut up.
Never. How dare you say that? I'm gonna sue you.
Okay.
I will sue you.
Oh, that is fine. I don't care.
You go. You're a liar.
I'm
cocaine
not a
in
liar.
my back pocket. A hookah stick. Hookah. Cocaine. Test me. Blood test me. Blood test me. I want you to blood test me.
No.
City of County?
Volusia County.
That's what I'm doing. The city of Volusia County.
That makes no sense. The city of Volusia County? It's the county of Volusia County. There you go. Okay.
Naturally, Karen got busted for driving under the influence, possessing her dirty paraphernalia, and playing a game of catch me if you can with the cops, minus the violence. On June 25th of 2023, at a Chamblee, Georgia Quick Trip gas station, things got pretty wild. A woman told the officer that some random Hispanic dude hopped into her car, snatched her phone, and tried to make a grand getaway. But she wasn't having any of that nonsense. She decided to play bumper cars with him and rammed her own vehicle into his. When the officer showed up, he found our alleged phone thief and detained him for a little chat. But now it's time to uncover what really happened.
It looks like another car's rammed this Tahoe radio. Who called? What's going on?
This person went in my car and grabbed my phone, slammed my phone on the floor, and I tried to get behind him so he wouldn't take my phone because I don't know how to get back, and he just stole my phone.
Who's the Camaro?
Mine.
So you ran your car into it?
No, I was trying to park. I was trying to like get behind him, and he was gonna get in the car. He has my phone in his hand.
Yeah. Okay. Do me a favor. Man. Okay. Turn around. Okay. Till we figure out what's going on. Okay. Who's? That's your phone?
Yeah.
All right. Just leave it there for just a second, okay? Come here. Let's sit in my car real quick. Okay. Seat in the car. Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. I'll be back. I'll come in. I'll talk to you in a second. Okay. Okay.
I don't know why, but I get the feeling that the Latin guy probably is in the right in this situation. I get the feeling there's more to this story than what she's trying to tell them, and I feel like by the end of this video, that girl is gonna go to jail. Because I don't see, as calm as that guy was, I don't see him like actually assaulting her. Like, there had to be a story behind why he grabbed her phone. I think she's leaving out a lot of the story. And I'm just going to call it here and say that by the end of this video, it's going to be the girl going to jail instead.
10-4, 41. Are you still going to be tied up on that shoplifting? Thank you. Okay. Tell them you'll call them back.
All right, bye.
What happened?
I was about to get something.
Did that cop, yes or no, did that cop not just tell her to leave the phone where it was, not to pick it up? He just told her that shit. And she went right over there and grabbed up her phone like he told her not to.
From the store.
Okay.
And he was parked next to me, and he went.
Where were you parked initially?
I was parked next to the
Tahoe?
Yes, I parked right there. I was about to get something from the store because I'm about to take. My kids. No.
Okay.
And he goes inside my car. He was like,
While you're inside it?
Yes, while I'm inside my car.
So you're in the driver's seat. He just opens up the passenger door?
Yes, he recognized me. Or I guess he recognized me.
Thinks he recognizes you? Okay.
Yeah. And he went inside my car. He was like, why you haven't been answering my calls and stuff?
I don't believe her. Like, a random dude ain't just gonna come up on you and crawl inside your vehicle and ask you why you ain't been texting him back if he don't know you. Like, this whole story seems a bit fishy to me.
And then I said, I just don't even know him like that. I was just like, I'm just shocked. And then he got mad, and I was telling him to get out my car. He grabbed my phone, and he's like, okay, since you don't recognize me, he threw my phone on the floor. And then I said, you can't take my phone. I tried to park my car behind his truck so he wouldn't, because he was about to walk off. Y'all can look at the cameras and everything. He was about to walk off with my car, with my phone. And as I'm trying to park, I guess I hit him or whatever. And he had these.
So you hit him and he never moved his car?
I was trying to park behind him.
So he took your phone, went to walk off, and then what?
No, he was trying to like get in the car in his truck or whatever to take my. He was just running off with my phone.
And then you backed out and then backed into the car and then
I
went
was
forward into the car?
Yeah, so he wouldn't go off with my phone because I don't know how to get home. I don't know how to do nothing without my phone. I'm sorry, I'm still nervous.
So, where do you stay at?
I stay like in Windsor Parkview on Chambly Road. He
Okay.
didn't want to give me my phone, and I tried to park. I hit his car, I guess, or I guess I hit his car.
Okay, so you hit the car. So that damage on the back side of the car, that's old.
Yeah, that's all.
Okay.
He was running off with my car. I was like,
Do you have your ID? Can you get it for me, please?
Even this cop right here is like, I don't know, girl. Your whole story don't make sense. See, even this cop is suspicious. Like this story ain't adding up. The cop's like, yeah, you lying to me. There's something fucked up amiss here. There's some fuck shit going down. Guaranteed. This cop ain't buying it either. As evident by this sigh he just did. He's like, oh, cannot believe I'm dealing with this horse shit. Even the cop has had it with her at this point. He's like, this cop has all the sass. I don't know, but there's something, I don't know what it is, Harry, but she's giving me vibes I don't like. Like, her story isn't adding up. None of it makes sense. I get the feeling she's lying on him. I get the feeling she's lying to the police officer. I get the feeling she instigated this shit. Somehow, I feel like she's going to end up going to jail because she's already busted herself in about 4 lies so far. Because at first, she says she just pulls up behind him. Then she admits to hitting him, and then she takes it back. Then she admits to hitting him again. Then she takes it back, and then she admits to hitting him again. Like, her whole story is all fucked. She may as well just admit what the hell she did. And then she's claiming she don't even know him. Like, a dude ain't gonna just crawl inside your vehicle and take your shit. Right?
So,
I'm scared because I don't even know him.
do you have a driver's license?
I have a picture on my phone.
Can you see that, please? He's detained in the back of the car right now. I believe he only speaks Spanish. Apparently, he thought he recognized her. Opens up her car door, reaches in there, grabs her phone, then throws it on the ground.
Okay.
She backs out because I guess he's trying to take off and prevents him from leaving and ends up hitting his car.
When her trying to leave, she ends up hitting his car.
No. Apparently, he tried to leave. She tried to block him in.
He tried to leave it with my phone. He says that he knows me from, because sometimes I go to the Spanish clubs on the weekends and we see a lot of Spanish people.
No, you don't know this guy.
I don't know. I model and I have a lot of followers on Instagram and stuff.
So you've never been romantically involved with this guy? Nothing? No. Okay. I don't know. I didn't get enough out of him. I just detained him until I could get more guys here.
Let me know.
He's in the back right now if you want to talk to him.
Where we doing Miranda for?
I haven't read him Miranda. Technically, right now he's not under arrest. I just detained him. So until I can figure out what the hell is going on.
An officer who spoke Spanish got the man's version of events. According to him, the woman owed him $1,000. They met up and started chatting in her car, but when she refused to cough up the cash, he got so annoyed that he snatched her phone and smashed it on the ground. In a fit of rage, she decided to play bumper cars with his vehicle using hers, and here we are.
Guillermo, ¿qué pasa? Oficial García de la Deme reconciliación con el oficial, okay? He said that that's his friend, and they actually came to this location to exchange some money that she owed him. It's about $1,000. He said he was inside of the car talking with her about the money. She refused to pay the money, so he grabbed her phone and threw it on the ground and broke it. And his way of saying, okay, well, I'll break your phone, then you ain't got to owe me the money.
Okay, so he admits that he broke the phone.
Yeah.
Okay, ask him.
Grab it and threw it on the ground.
Threw it on the ground, yeah. Ask him how that happened.
Okay. ¿Qué pasó con los datos? Okay. So he said when he grabbed the phone, got out the car, he threw it on the ground, he was gonna pick it up and give it back to her. And that's when she said, "Oh, you're gonna break my phone? Hit your car." That's how that happened.
Okay, so he breaks the phone.
So it was premeditated. So she owes this guy money, and she refused to pay him, and he breaks her phone, so she wrecks his car. Yeah, I told you. I told you something wasn't adding up. I told you. She's going to jail.
Phone, and then she pulls out and then just rams his car.
So one of two. Oh, okay. So he says when he broke her phone, he was gonna grab it and give it to her. That's when she said, "I'm gonna hit your car." She ended up reversing. He moved to the side and then strike his car. And then he said, "I'm calling police."
She said she was calling police.
No, he said he was calling police. And said,
So
she said he did call the police. They just wasn't understanding him on the phone. What is it?
Well, I think it initially went to Chatcom. I think it went to Brookhaven because we're so close. I got criminal damage on both parties.
Yeah,
because he's breaking the phone. The phone is $1,200. She's ramming his car.
Did she admit to ramming the car?
Yeah, she said she hit the car.
Yeah. So yeah, you got.
So I need to. Hopefully, they're getting the video camera footage just so I can see the unbiased version of it. Because she's sitting here saying she don't even know this guy, and then he just reached in the car, just out of the blue, took her phone and smashed it. I'm like,
so he's saying that they were both in the car, that they met at this location to exchange money.
Okay.
And it was $1,000. So okay, I mean that sounds.
Well, let me go ask her again. Let me go. Yeah.
Things got even messier when the woman, let's start calling her Karen, did a 180 on her story after another chat with the officer. She fessed up to knowing the guy and admitted he was shaking her down for cash, but swore she didn't owe him a dime. To top it off, she mentioned he wanted to be more than friends, but she gave him a hard pass.
All right.
So now, Karen, you've admitted to not only did you know the guy, but you owed him money. I don't believe you because you've been caught out in so much bullshit already. And you're still trying to get away with it. Give the man his money. You clearly met him there for a reason. Like, you didn't just show up at this random quick trip where he just randomly showed up and you happened to owe him money. I think you went there to meet up with him. Trying to con him out of having to pay him back. I absolutely believe it.
So at any point in time, was he sitting in your car?
Yeah.
He was sitting in your car?
Yeah, he came in
okay.
my car.
So
He came in my car.
honesty is the best policy right now. Why were you and him here?
He has my number. I give like the places, you know how you meet somebody, whatever. He has my number.
Okay.
he told me to he called me. I don't know him like that. Like he told me.
You know him well enough that he was in your car. Okay, so we'll move past that. I don't care how y'all know each other.
I mean, okay, and basically he came here saying that he had gave me some money or something.
Did he give you money?
No, he didn't give me money.
So you didn't owe him money?
He said that he owed me money before, and I was like, no, I don't owe you money. You sound crazy and stuff. And then he's saying that he was telling me, oh, I don't want no relationship with you, this and that, just weird stuff. Like I don't want him. I don't know him like that. I just know him from the place that I go to.
Okay.
And then he said, okay, well, since you don't want to be with me, he grabbed my phone and threw my phone on the floor.
So he said you owed him money. You said you didn't owe him money. Y'all had an argument about that. He grabs your phone, throws it down on the ground.
No, I told him I don't want to talk to him.
Okay.
I don't know
okay.
him.
Well, he's saying this is about money. You're saying this is about y'all having a sexual relationship. So.
No, that's.
Well, I'm not saying you're having a sexual relationship, but you're saying that's what he was implying. He's saying it was about money. You're saying it's because he wants to get with you, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
He took my phone and
threw it on the ground. He got out, threw it on the ground.
And I tried to get my phone from him.
Okay. And then while he was standing outside.
No, he was about to do something. Like he was about to put his hands on me, and I said, "You're not going to put your hands on me." And he grabbed my phone.
Okay. And got out of the car and smashed it.
Yeah.
And then you drove your car into his car.
Not drove it, because I'm trying to stop him. This is self-defense thing.
Okay. Well, I can go ahead and tell you, your car hit his.
Not purposely.
Oh, okay. But you still hit the car. The car obviously was hit by your car. So that's the facts of the matter right now. So we've established that y'all somewhat know each other well enough for him to get in your car, and y'all were talking, and I guess had an argument.
He tried to take my phone.
I get that he tried to take your phone, but initially you weren't being very honest with me when you made it sound like this random. You made it sound like this random dude just walked up to your car and took your phone.
He did just walk. He got in my car.
Yeah, but you said that you came here to meet him.
Yeah, but I didn't expect for him to just. He's crazy in his part for just to get in my car like that.
Okay.
Started arguing about.
Okay.
I don't know if he's on drugs or what. He grabbed my phone, and he slammed it on the floor.
Okay. All right. Sit tight for a second, okay?
This stuff, right?
Yes. Thank you.
I like when we need someone coming.
So now she's saying, yes, I know him. We came up here to meet. She's saying it's about him wanting to do the hanky-panky. He's saying it's about money. So who knows what it really is.
Right.
Either way, they know each other well enough that she said, yeah, he got in my car. We were talking, started arguing, and that's when he took my phone and smashed it. And then I thought he was going to try to leave, so I hit his car. So what I want to do now is, right now what I want to do is I'm going to go in there, see what they can see. Just keep an eye on her. He's fine back there. Let me just go see what they got in there.
All right, sounds good.
Thank you.
In search of some clarity, the officers snagged the security tapes from Quick Trip. And oh boy, did the videos spill some tea. Came this close to turning the guy into a bump, smacked into another vehicle. Talk about a near miss.
Behind you.
She's the aggressor.
Okay, so what do you guys got?
Watch video. Fantastic. You, sir, are amazing. Hey, Hardy, can I hand this off to you? See here. Thank you.
Who's in the car?
$32, told you. Yep. That's a bag of salt. And yeah, that didn't happen anyway. She said she did. Okay.
Did it twice.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that is not the story that we got. Oddly enough, it was not. It's not the picture she painted.
Yeah, you got to lock them up.
So now they both get to go.
Yeah, he's gonna go for the.
See, I told you her fucked up shit didn't make sense. I told you her ass was going to jail by the end of this. Goodbye, Karen. I'm gonna watch something else real quick. Do, bitty, bitty, do. You leave me love. You believe in life after love. The sun went down inside you, and you stay. You believe in life after love, after love, after love. Do you believe in life after love? Something deep inside me saying, I really don't think I'm strong enough. You believe in love. All right. I never even know you find a way to go right down and tell you, and you stay. If I turn back time, if I could find a way, I'd turn and find all the way to hurt you, and you stay. Find a way.
Balloon Festival. It's where Dad proposed to Mom many moons ago. Mom was finally ready to take us there, just as girls. She wanted to relive the adventure. We decided to rent an RV from the trip from LA.
Oh, no. I could sing the song of my people. I don't know why I've got Cher freaking stuck in my head. Like, I don't know what did it. Like, I haven't listened to Cher in a long ass time. But for some reason, I've got two of her songs like playing back to back in my head, and I cannot get them out. And the only way I can get them out is by singing them horribly and off key until I don't hear them anymore. Like, I'm not kidding. Gandalf just legit shoved his head under the fucking plane. and shot me the dirtiest look I've ever seen him give me. And the fur baby scatter. Oh god, I lost everybody that was watching. They were like, fuck this. Oh my god. I love it so much. Oh my god, even the fish head.
LA to New Mexico. My mom and I took turns driving, and it wasn't too shabby. An AC, kitchen, comfortable beds, and a bathroom. It was the perfect road trip. As we approached Albuquerque, it was already almost midnight. I knew we had to be getting closer to the campgrounds. I used Google Maps and followed the directions, but the GPS was lagging, and we ended up lost. We should have timed it better. Venturing out after sundown wasn't a smart idea. After circling around a few times, we managed to come across a beat-up shack with its lights on and music playing. Are you an idiot? Since when is stepping out of your vehicle in the middle of nowhere a good idea? I know we're getting close to the RV park. I just need to know which road will take us there. Mom, will you come with me? You are an idiot. Stop it, you two. We're here to enjoy each other's company. You can stay here if you want, Anna. We're only asking for directions. Fine, but bring the pepper spray and gun with you. My mom followed me while Anna sat in the driver's seat and kept watch, pistol in hand. I took a deep breath and knocked on the door. Maybe they're asleep. After what felt like an eternity, we heard footsteps slowly approaching the door. Who is it? You shouldn't be out here this late. I'm sorry, ma'am. We're a little lost and need to know how to get to the nearest RV park. Well, I'm not opening my door. It's not safe at these hours. What do you mean? You're not from around here, so listen closely. Drive left for about 2 miles until you reach an intersection. Then make a left for another mile. Then a right, and then an immediate left. You'll see the signs. You got that? Yeah, typed it out on my notes app. Thank you, kind stranger. And one more thing. If you hear any screams, if you see any animals, keep on driving. Don't stop. Don't look at it. Okay. A witch-like creature roams these parts. One that can shapeshift into any animal. Don't acknowledge it when you see it. Have a good night. And make sure you don't turn right at the intersection. We got back in the RV and Mom read out the directions while I drove in the dark. This is really dangerous. It's pitch black. We have the moon and the stars. It'll be all right. Donna is an excellent driver and is really careful. My palms were sweating, thinking about what that woman told us. I made sure to keep my eyes focused ahead and drove slowly. Which way now? Right turn after this intersection. You know, if we die out here, no one is going to die. Stop being so negative. You're only making things worse. Excuse me? This is all your fault. You're the one who took a long time taking pictures of the Grand Canyon. Guess what? No one on Instagram.
Oh, fuck. They're in Arizona. I've been to the Grand Canyon. Arizona is one of the hot spots for skinwalkers. If I'm not mistaken, I do believe Skinwalker Ranch is in Arizona. Arizona is really, really easy to get lost in, especially out in the desert, because There's no signal in the middle of the fucking desert. Zero, zilch, nada. No fucking signal in some places. Like, you get lost in some areas and even Google Maps can't help you. Like, you don't want to get lost out there. But that place is notorious for skinwalkers, wendigos, things like that. Wendigos not so much, because wendigos are more a Maine, colder weather type creature. Skinwalkers are more of like a desert, southern, warmer states kind of creature. The wendigos are north, the skinwalkers are south, basically. Warm versus cold. Essentially the same creature, just one's in the colder regions and one's in the warmer regions. You can get either one here. Just because wendigos are more prevalent in Maine doesn't mean skinwalkers can't be in Maine. They are different creatures, kind of. They have different backstories. But essentially, they'll do the same things. Both of them are Native American creatures. And those are old gods you don't want to piss off. In nether regions. No, we're not releasing the crotch goblins. Well, that's not necessarily true, Harry. A 1 in the chat if you would like me to stop and explain the backstories and the legend behind both of them so that you understand what each of the creatures are actually. Right, Classic? 1 in the chat if you're interested in some learning time. And you want me to explain the differences between the two. If not, we'll continue with the video. Because some people may or may not know. Okay. I'm going to stop sharing for a moment. Give me 2 seconds. Okay. That's actually a good one. All right. Learning time.
It's time to skinwalk your way into the woods and hunt yourself some Wendussy. I'm Aid Madison. Welcome back to the Lore Lodge. all jokes aside, there are significant differences between the two, and it comes down to a lot more than just different versions of the same thing. What you're talking about is two very different tribal groups with different folklore, different cultural taboos.
Yes. Essentially what I was trying to say is you have to remember in Native American history that there were not just one tribe of Native Americans. You have to remember that each tribe had a different set of values, different set of gods. Even between like the northern versus southern, eastern versus western cultures in Native American history, their gods could be completely different one tribe to another. Like, just because it's a Native American entity doesn't mean you know which Native American entity. Like, there are so many myths and folklores that surround the Native American peoples, and it varies tribe to tribe. And that would be like basically making a blanket statement about Africa. Like saying that there's not a difference between North and South Africa when there clearly is, or saying that there's not a difference between North and South Korea. There is massive cultural differences. They're both Korea, they're both Africa, right? Wrong. I mean, yes, essentially, but no, because their cultural values are incredibly different and wide spanning. Like, there are certain cultures in Africa that have various gods that have been here since the dawn of man. Some of them have the new gods. Some of them worship the old gods. Some of them are Christians. Some of them are not. Some of them are cannibals. That was no different than the Native American peoples. They all have different cultural variations between their peoples. No two Native American tribes were the same people. They handled things differently in each group. Like the Cherokees would not worship the same gods as the Blackfoots, or the Shaka, I can't remember. I'm not going to butcher the name. I can't pronounce it. Yeah, I had a brain fart. But like, just because you may be Native American doesn't mean you're automatically Cherokee. You might not be. It depends on what region your particular bloodline came from. If they come from the northern states, it would be variations of about, oh God, there are a lot of tribes. Southern US would have a completely different list. The East versus the West. It's insane how intricate some of those can get. Like branches on a tree, basically. So to understand the Wendigo or Skinwalker, you have to kind of narrow down how many of those tribes believed in the same entity. How many of them knew enough about them to combat them. I believe very strongly in the Native American gods and creatures. I absolutely believe that skinwalkers and wendigos do exist. You may or may not, you may think that's a metaphor for something, and it could be. But they are entirely too superstitious, even to this day, about them and fearful. If you say one of those names to someone with a Native American background, they will tremble. The name alone scares them. So I don't believe that kind of fear and respect, pardon my bluntness there, could come from something that doesn't exist. It has to exist on some level for them to still fear them this badly at this day and age. So they must still be around. So I would just butcher it, so I'm going to let this guy explain it because I suck at explaining things.
And different interests. Many people, as a result of a failing American education system, believe that Native Americans were kind of a monolithic group with different names, that they were almost like the 50 US states that all speak the same language, largely worship the same God, and share most cultural values. But that's really not the case. It's much more akin to what you would see in European history, where there are broad cultural groups who share similarities, but at the end of the day, they're not the same thing. The Welsh are different from the Scots, are different from the Irish, are different from the Germans. So the same has to be applied to Native American cultures. They're not a monolith. They're varied and they're very interesting. And the two most at play in this story are the Navajo and the Algonquin, or more accurately, the Diné and the Algonquin. And even that's still pretty granular. I'm not a Native American historian. I'm more of a folklorist on this aspect, and I don't totally understand all the differences. There's also the Anishinaabe. There's the Southern Diné versus the Northern Diné. You get into a whole bunch of different.
That's exactly the point I was trying to make. The Northern Diné versus Southern, it's profoundly different. Like, it's insane how intricate those differences could be. And depending on the tribe or the peoples, the skinwalker could have completely different connotations. Like, one group probably is going to view the skinwalker, wendigo, whatever name you choose to give it, differently than the other. It's a perspective. Some tribes fear them with fear and trembling. Some of them simply respect them. Some of them hate them. It really just depends on who you talk to. Gandalf is snoring.
Things here. I also am not sure I'm even pronouncing Diné right. I've heard Diné and Dane. I think it depends on north versus south.
Dene.
I'm trying. But it's important that we explain what the differences between these two groups are. Now, the Navajo, being a Southern Dene group, are native today to the American Southwest and the Four Corners region, but they didn't originate there. This group of people is believed to have initially come down from Canada probably sometime around 13 or 1400. And this is in line with a story from the Northern Dene groups up in the Yukon Territory and the Northwest Territories, who claim that there was a group called the Naha, a tribe who lived in what is now Nahanni River Valley, which we've done a very long video on. I encourage you to watch it, who in the dead of night randomly just disappeared. And this was a warlike tribe. It was a Dene-speaking tribe that would have been very familiar to the groups of the north, and that they came south. And around, so basically there's a story that this Naha tribe disappears, and then around 13 or 1400, the other tribes of the Southwest United States start to describe this tribe called Navajo. So Naha, Navajo, similar terms. Can't speak to the etymology, and they're not the only tribe that may share this origin. The Apache also seem to come from the same Dene group. They speak a similar language and have a lot of similar stories. And I do feel it's important to note that relations between the United States of America and the Navajo Nation have been strained basically since the two encountered each other, but the Navajo did play a crucial role in winning the war in the Pacific during World War II. Navajo code talkers would take English words, translate them into a Navajo equivalent, which was not the same word. For example, tank became turtle, and then turtle became the Navajo word for turtle, and they would speak code phrases back to each other. The Japanese were completely incapable of breaking it, and it was essentially an undecipherable code unless you knew the Navajo language, as well as what each word meant. So you may be asking, how do the Navajo differ from Algonquin tribes like the Ojibwa? Well, a lot of it is simply territory, but they do have significant differences in their cultures. Geographically, however, the Algonquin are mostly the northeastern United States, the Atlantic seaboard, as well as most of northern and eastern Canada. Furthermore, there is an Algonquin offshoot group off in the Great Plains region, around the Illinois area. Many of the first tribes encountered by British settlers in the region would have been Algonquin-speaking groups. And there is a difference between Anishinaabe and Algonquin, but I don't totally understand what it is, and I would appreciate if somebody explained. I tried to figure it out, but to be quite honest, I was struggling. From what I understand, the two terms are sometimes synonymous, but not always. I read that it seems like Algonquin languages are derived from the original Anishinaabe language, but again, I could have that wrong. Now, what about contact between the two groups, the Dene and the Algonquin? It did happen. In fact, the name we used to use for the Dene people groups was Athabascan, which was a name given to them by the Algonquin peoples. However, it's unclear. In fact, it's probably unlikely that there were any Algonquin tribal groups that encountered specifically the Navajo. But with the tribal details out of the way, what about their description and their capabilities? Well, those also differ. For example, skinwalkers are human beings who practice dark magic, or bad medicine, as the shamans call it. There is variation in the beliefs here. There is the camp that would suggest that skinwalkers are capable of physically transforming and taking on the shape and characteristics and appearance of the animal that they're imitating, be that a coyote, a wolf, a mountain lion, any of it. The idea that they can physically become a supernatural apex predator does exist, but it's countered by the opposite side, which suggests that this is more akin to a berserker from the Scandinavian territories, that it's somebody who dons the pelts of an animal in order to magically gain their instincts and their survival skills and some of their attributes, like it might make you faster, it might make you stronger, it might give you better eyesight, but that you wouldn't yourself be undergoing the transformation, just wearing the pelts and possibly also taking a cocktail of intoxicating substances and psychedelics. And of course, there are middle grounds through all of this. There are people who believe that you might transform slightly, or you might transform fully, but not gain any sort of supernatural powers. There's, again, you got to remember that this is a very old set of stories, and different groups are going to have different beliefs about them. But what you can say for certain is that this is a ritualistic practice undertaken by some people in the Navajo tribal group. Another thing that you'll come across in researching skinwalkers is the idea of astral projection. A lot of stories that I read about the topic, and I do want to emphasize that I did not get these directly from Navajo people. These were stories I was able to find on the internet that were attributed to Navajo people. So again, that's the hardest thing about skinwalkers, is it is really hard to get accurate information. But that said, there are stories that suggest that the skinwalkers can astral project, that they can leave their physical body and wander around the astral plane, basically, hopping into people's dreams and whatnot. There's also suggestion that they can use the astral plane, the spirit world, to go from place to place, covering less distance in their own body, but ending up across the world. And that's not limited to Navajo. That's a belief that is shared by groups like the Celts, the Norse, and certain Mediterranean tribes. I'm sure that there are also people elsewhere in the world.
Yes. 100%. It's called spirit walking. You can train yourself to do that. No, I cannot transport myself across the world physically. But when I dream, or you can call them dream walkers. My grandmother used to call it that. Where you would travel in your dreams to distant places. Or you would see things before they would happen. Or travel forward or backward in time. They call it dream walking. A lot of people are capable of this and don't even know it. And that's only because you haven't tapped into it. Like, in my faith, which he just talked about there, which is Norse, it's dream walking or oracles. I don't know. I'm kind of conflicted. I feel like skinwalkers were just conduits or spiritual ancient entities that got corrupted by dark magic and it took over them. I think they started out with good intentions. And I think all of the turmoil and trauma and heartache they watched happen to their people turned them dark. I think essentially all they are is corrupted druids. Essentially. The magic corrupted them. Do I think they can be redeemed? Or quote unquote redeemed? Whatever the fuck that means. In other words, do I think they could come back from the darkness and be good again? Well, that would depend very heavily on what you consider good. Because some people do not realize that good and bad are subjective terms. It's all based on perspective. So you see, I'm going to make an example. Harry here may think I am the best thing in the world. Classic may think I am the worst thing in the world. It completely relies on the person's perspective on whether I am good or bad. So I'm not going to sit here and tell you that skinwalkers are innately bad or innately good. I think they are chaotic neutral. Meaning it depends on your perspective and how you approach them. I think they're still very capable of helping their people. I think they've gotten a bit lost, though. And I think the magic, the dark magic, they thought they were using to save their people, I think it corrupted them. Oh, classic. No. No, Harry. No. Because I'm going to burn you if you do that. Know that you're going to end up in my fire pit. I'm just saying.
But the European continent is kind of my area of expertise. So that's what I know the most about and what I feel comfortable speaking on. But again, I can't say this is universal based on the research I've done, but I have come across suggestions of it. Now, what about the power and skill set of the Wendigo? Well, it's similar, but not the same. The first thing about a Wendigo that you need to understand is that whereas the Skinwalker is very deliberate in what they're doing, the Wendigo is a human who has lost control. They do not have full faculties. They are driven.
Also, what needs to be understood about the difference between the Wendigo and the Skinwalker is the Wendigo is not a dark mage turned bad. Wendigos are people who turned against their own people and became cannibalistic. And the gods punished them by turning them into Wendigos, forever freezing and starving and stuck in a state of animated death for all of eternity because they cannibalized their own people. A Wendigo comes near, you can tell because it becomes freezing cold, or a storm usually comes with them. A dark, oppressive chill in the air. You can feel them. It's actually kind of heartbreaking what caused Wendigos to be a thing. But again, you know, what happened to cause the Skinwalkers also is pretty fucking heartbreaking. But at least the Skinwalkers didn't cannibalize their own tribes.
Driven by an innate desire that they cannot put aside. Whereas the Skinwalker might be doing what they're kind of control. They also supposedly undergo a permanent physical change, not one that can be taken off like a costume. The Wendigo is described by Ojibwa scholar Basil H. Johnston, a native Ojibwa person himself, as gaunt to the point of emaciation, its desiccated skin pulled tightly over its bones, with its bones pushing out against its skin, its complexion the ash gray of death, and its eyes pushed back deep into their sockets. He goes on to write that the Wendigo looked like a gaunt skeleton recently disinterred from the grave. What lips it had were tattered and bloody, and he adds that the Wendigo was unclean and suffering from suppuration of the flesh, giving off an eerie odor of decay and decomposition, of death and corruption, which is pretty horrific when you think about it. That's a gross thing to describe, but it is, in my opinion, a lot scarier than the Hollywood version of the Wendigo. Antlers. So, that's my opinion. In some versions of the Wendigo story, we're talking about a giant. We're talking about something that is 9, 15, 20 feet tall. But again, that's not universal. In some cases, we're describing something that's simply the size of a man that looks almost dead. Some of these legends that call it a giant even go on to say that it grows in proportion to its last meal, so that if it eats a person, it grows to add on the mass of that person, therefore keeping it perpetually hungry. Something that is universal to the Wendigo, however, is their superhuman fighting and hunting abilities. They are super fast, super strong, have reflexes far faster than yours or mine, and can really only be defeated by the greatest of warriors. And in some versions of the story, much like the Skinwalker, they can, in fact, practice mimicry and ventriloquism, making their voice sound different and sound as if it's in a location that it's not. There's a common saying about the Wendigo that if it sounds near, it's far, and if it sounds far, it's too late. So now that you know where they're from and what they look like and can do, well, how are they created?
Yeah. You know that screaming that I caught on my live stream coming from the quote unquote woods? Yeah, they can do that. If you hear random screaming in the middle of the woods, it's very likely there's nobody out there. And if it is a person out there, it's too late. Never go running into the forest after a screaming person. Because it's very likely a Wendigo or Skinwalker. Both of them possess mimicking abilities, and both of them have been reported to lure their prey deeper and deeper into the forest and then eating them. Also, another thing, Fae are not your friends. Okay? If you hear music and dancing in the middle of the fucking forest, it's too late. But do not, whatever the fuck you do, don't go looking for the music in the woods where there shouldn't be any. If you hear music and singing in the middle of a fucking forest, yeah, don't follow that. All that is either a Wendigo luring you deeper into the forest, or it's the Fae leading you deeper into the forest so that the Wendigo or Skinwalker can devour your face. Because they have been known to sacrifice humans to these entities in trade for protection. Because the Fae don't give a fuck about us. Yes. What Harry said. Yeah, don't do it. Oh, Gandalf. Him's got his little paws wrapped around my arm and him sleeping so good. Him just all cuddled up to me, wrapped around my arm, like him's cuddling. Yeah. He's so cute.
With the Skinwalker, finding accurate information on this topic is, again, very, very difficult. What I've been able to ascertain is that it is something of a master and apprentice situation where there is some sort of social structure, some sort of hierarchy, and that a person does not simply become a Skinwalker of their own, independent activities, that they have to be taught how this works, and that this can take on a number of forms. So again, what I have found here, I believe is accurate, but I could be wrong. I want to stress that. You need to understand that Skinwalkers choose to be what they are. They are a Skinwalker because they want to be a Skinwalker. There's, of course, that community aspect I mentioned where they learn how to do it from another older Skinwalker. Some form of violent crime is required. Now, in some of the versions I've heard, this is as simple as they have to commit a murder. It doesn't matter who it is, doesn't matter where it is, they just have to kill somebody. Then, of course, there's versions that suggest, well, they have to kill a close friend or a family member. And then some go so far as to say that not only do they have to kill somebody close to them, but they then have to eat their body. They have to commit an act of cannibalism. On top of all of this, it seems likely, though I can't corroborate it for certain, that some sort of substance use is involved in this, particularly psychedelics. And that is not uncommon to Native American rituals. It's also not uncommon to many European pagan rituals. The Celts, as well as the Norse, primarily the Norse, would use psychedelics. This is often what you hear about with berserkers. What they would do was they would take mushrooms, get themselves really, really into like this mode and go into battle. And that's how somebody who was very heavily under the influence of drugs managed to be a successful warrior, because they were on substances that heightened their senses of awareness, their agility, and their pattern seeking. So they would perceive things at a higher rate than the people they were fighting, which may be the root of some of the skinwalkers' capabilities. It could be that due to the drugs they're on, they have sacrificed certain senses to improve others. And just to be sure I drive this point home, I am not saying anything negative about the use of psychedelics. I'm saying that, they kind of fell out of fashion after the CIA stopped trying to use them for mind control. So they're now being used to treat depression. In case you're wondering what I mean by the CIA was using psychedelics for mind control, go ahead and take a look at our video on Charles Manson. And of course, there's the final act of becoming the skinwalker, transforming, shape-shifting. Now that is done by wearing the pelt of an animal that the skinwalker killed and skinned. So they do that, they put it on, and then they can take on the powers, the abilities of that animal. Now, what about the Wendigo? I just gave you this very complicated story about how you become a skinwalker. You have to seek out an elder. You have to commit a violent crime. You probably have to do some drugs. You've got to kill an animal and skin it yourself. Clearly, the Wendigo must be similar. It is not. You just have to be cold and hungry. I'm not kidding. Literally, be somewhere cold, be desperately hungry, and eat somebody. That is how you become a Wendigo, according to the folklore. Now, it's not always that simple. Certain versions of this tale do involve the Wendigo being somebody who simply is overcome with greed, not necessarily cannibalism, but just greed. But in most of the stories, it is up north in the winter. Somebody is on a hunt, they get snowed in, they starve, and they either kill or eat the deceased family member, hunting partner, whatever it may be. And as a result, they crave for the rest of their existence human flesh. It is the only thing on their mind. Now, in some versions, of course, the Wendigo is totally consumed by this, but not in all of them. And of course, we do have to discuss the physical changes. Now, in some versions, what you get is that there is a distinct, serious physical transformation that you get that. In others, it's really just that you take on the appearance of a starving man with frostbite. So again, these are very old stories, cultures that spread out across the North American continent. There's going to be variation. But what about motivations? Skinwalkers are doing it for the greed. They're doing it for the self-interest. They are taking on the powers of the animal so that they can lie, cheat, and steal in order to advance their own standing. And you might ask, how could that possibly work? Nobody knows you're a skinwalker. You don't go around advertising this to people. It could be your uncle. It could be, it doesn't really matter. Anyone who undergoes the process can be a skinwalker, and they do it for reasons of self-interest. Another possibility is that they've done this because they want revenge. For example, the story of Skinwalker Ranch kind of involves this. The Ute were winning a war against the Navajo, and the Navajo, in order to prevent the Ute...
One in the chat, if you're actually enjoying this story time and education. I'm actually enjoying it because I find this stuff fascinating. Like, I already knew the differences. I just enjoy listening to people explain it and really break it down, because I find their stories fascinating, like their culture extraordinary. And similar to the Norse culture, actually. There's a lot of similarities between the Norse pagans and Native Americans in their belief systems and traditions and folklore. You'd be surprised at how many of their folklore myths and legends have in common.
Traveling any further or being able to use the conquered land placed a curse on it that made it attractive to skinwalkers. And it's called the Path of the Skinwalker, and it runs through the Utah Valley. That's an example of it being a tribe-wide kind of thing. In certain cases, you might end up with somebody who maybe someone killed their family or cheated them in a deal, something like that, and they decide that they wanted to get revenge, so they become a skinwalker so that they can get the necessary powers and abilities to screw with that person and to eventually a lot more simplistic. The Wendigo kills and eats somebody out of desperation, is overcome with hunger for human flesh, and that is the primary driver. It's not greed, it's not self-interest. These are creatures who go off into the woods alone. They're not interested in integrating themselves into society. They just want to eat people. And one story that displays this really well comes from another Chippewa individual who described a story wherein a Wendigo kidnapped, and as the story goes, I'm quoting here, as the story goes, kidnapped a little Indian boy and took him off into the woods. But the Indian boy was too lean, and the Wendigo didn't want to eat him yet. So every day it would cut his hand with a knife, which displays tool use. So it shows that Wendigos aren't entirely mindless. They do use tools.
Considering how many times, I just thought about this, considering how many times I've said Wendigo and Skinwalker tonight, I probably shouldn't walk home tomorrow night. You know, come to think of it, that deer might have been one of those. I mean, it did attack me like it had a grudge. Oh, crap. No. Don't do that.
They were interested in this. So it cuts the little boy's hand to see if he's fat. And one day the boy is hungry, so he sends him off into a nearby village and says, go get some food, but don't tell them that I brought you here. Don't tell them about me. And the boy goes, and the first thing he does is tell the people about the Wendigo. And they feed the boy, and then they go off to hunt the Wendigo. And they catch it, and they cut off its legs and leave it to die. And then they come back a few days later to check and make sure it's dead. It's not. It's sucking the bone marrow out of its dismembered legs and kind of laughing at them about the whole thing, so they kill it. There are other stories that involve a Wendigo terrorizing people near the Hudson Bay. And a great warrior goes up to the Hudson Bay and waits for the Wendigo, and he battles it, and he beats it, and the Wendigo retreats, but then it comes back to fight him, and finally he kills it. So it's not necessarily, uniform that you've got to do the whole cutting out the icy heart and burning it thing. There are other ways, it seems, to kill one, but they usually involve extreme violence and dismemberment. The Wendigo also, as a result, has some variation. Wendigo might have been a term in certain contexts, not just for the monster, but also for just really bad people. Serial killers, for example, might be referred to as Wendigo because that was just kind of what made sense. But at the end of the day, with the Wendigo, the real motivation here is selfishness. It's not just hunger, because the Wendigo would rather harm others and live than save others and die. And speaking of dying, here's how you kill them. Skinwalkers, white ash is the key. Now, that's for the common man. A shaman, a medicine man, would have more tools at their disposal. They would have their magical powers. They would be able to battle the Skinwalker on its own level. But for you and I, a little bit different. For us, the part that matters here, bullet in it, you coat a knife in it, and then you have to take off the head. That can be shooting through the head. That can be cutting off the head. I've seen some that suggest the heart will also work. But what is very, very important here is that you understand that unless you take out a vital organ like the brain or the heart, you're not going to kill it. It will be able to heal through whatever dark magic it possesses. So if you're going to kill one, make sure you do it that way. And for good measure, burn the body. With the Wendigo, there's a few more possibilities. Most involve cutting out and burning the heart. That will kill most things. Sometimes removing the heart is enough. Sometimes the burning part is required. And as I just told you, there's stories where it's beaten to death, it's dismembered, whatever. So it seems like not all tribes agreed on the heart thing, but it's pretty clear to see that cutting something's heart out and burning it is always a solid way to kill something. And then, of course, you can burn it. Really, with most things, if you want to destroy something, fire is always a good option. But you know what else is fire? Our coffee, Mount Pocono Perk from Tableau Roasting Company in Kentucky. It's delicious. Everyone I give it to loves it. And you know what? You will too. It's good black. It's good over ice. It's good as a cold brew.
What are you talking about? I would never. Okay. I enjoyed that, so we'll get back to the story time. Now that you understand the differences between Wendigos and Skinwalkers, I feel like this video is will make a lot more sense.
Ooh, fart face, so badass.
Stop.
What was that? Shh. I stopped the car and looked ahead, trying to figure out if I hit something. Can one of you look out the back window to see if I hit something? Fine. Anna walked to the back of the RV and looked out the window. Drive! Now! Go, go, go! I stepped on the pedal and sped away. Anna ran to Mom and started hyperventilating. She looked like she just saw a ghost and told me to keep driving. Luckily, after more circling around and a minor hiccup, we finally reached the RV park. I was happy to see other people finishing up their barbecues and cleaning up. I was tired and looking forward to bed. Just a few more hours until sunrise and the hot air balloon festival. Dad would have loved to be here. A tinge of sadness washed over me as I remembered his passing. Yet I dared not mention it to either of them, in fear of upsetting them. We were doing this in his memory, and felt he would appreciate us remembering him this way. I got ready for bed, and was going to take out...
Didn't that old lady tell them to not do exactly what they did? Because once you look one of those in the eye, or look at it, or pay attention to it, it will fucking stalk you. They should have listened to the old lady.
The garbage. Don't go out there. What's up with you? Anna looked really pale. She explained what she saw earlier. It was the scariest thing I've ever seen. As soon as I looked out the window, I saw this man crouched down on the road. And in the blink of... And in his place was this beast on all fours chasing us. But it was as if it were half man, half beast, with wolf skin and a wolf head, with glowing eyes and sharp claws. Is that why you screamed? What? I didn't scream. I could have sworn I heard her scream in the RV. We tried to comfort her, and Mom made her some hot chocolate. I debated whether or not I should step outside, but decided to just do it, since I had been putting it off for far too long. My main obligations during the trip were driving and garbage. I stepped outside and looked for the dumpster. I ran as fast as I could there and back. But when I was approaching the RV, I noticed scratches on the back of the vehicle and what looked like blood. I suddenly felt like I was being watched. But
does anybody want to care to take a guess why that blood was there? That's actually a very well-known tactic used by skinwalkers. If you're in a vehicle, they will find a way to mark your vehicle. You're already in trouble because your sister made eye contact with it. And it's already mimicking your sister, which means your sister is the target because she looked at it. I'm just telling you, you know. The blood's not there because you injured it. The blood's there so it can track you wherever you go. And those things will stalk you for the rest of your life unless you get a shaman to help you. You should have listened to the old lady.
Shrugged it off. As I was entering the RV, I saw something. From my peripheral vision in the darkness, I saw an animal unlike anything I'd ever seen before. I quickly shut the door. What's wrong with you now? I saw it. We need to leave. I agree. What? But you haven't experienced the hot air balloon yet. It's okay. If you don't feel safe, then it's best we leave. Anna and I looked at each other and felt guilty. Mom has been really depressed since Dad's passing. This trip was mainly for her. We decided that we'd leave right after the festival and headed to bed. We woke up before sunrise. That way, we would be the first guests at the festival and find a place to park the RV. It was Mom's turn to drive, and I slept in a little more. That was until I immediately got out of bed. Mom was driving as fast as she could and screaming. Anna and I ran to the passenger seat. The creature. I looked away as soon as I saw it and yelled for them to do the same. But I'll never forget what I saw. In that split second, I got a good look at it. It looked really odd. It was as if a man had taken a wolf, skinned it, and wore its fur and head as clothing. And he had really, really long limbs, running on its hind legs at the same speed as the RV. My heart was beating out of my chest, and I thought I was going to have a heart attack when I heard it scratching on the side of the RV. Mom sped up and started praying as loud as she could. Anna was crying hysterically. I kept reminding her to breathe and to keep her eyes on me. I looked at it for a second and saw its bones crack and reform as it started running on all fours. Its body was all covered in fur now, and in about 3 seconds was now what appeared to be a wolf. And it miraculously ran off into the woods out of view. A few seconds later, we heard the police sirens and were pulled over for speeding. I never thought I'd be so relieved to be in trouble with the law. We explained what we saw, and the policeman had a serious look on his face. He decided to not give us a ticket and let us go with just a warning. To get out of the area as soon as possible and to not look back. I'm sorry, guys, but we're not going to the festival. Mom kept driving until we were out of Albuquerque, and she didn't stop. We should have taken that left turn at Albuquerque. Maybe this could have all been avoided. My father used to love being a jeepney driver.
There are police out there, Harry, that will warn you against strange things out in the desert. Especially park rangers.
Driver, especially when my mom accompanied him. Mom worked as a sales lady in one of the local boutiques, but when she was about to give birth, decided to accompany my dad whenever and wherever he drove. She would sit in the front seat and collect the fare from passengers. This was a good arrangement, and if needed, Dad would be able to easily drive her to the nearest hospital. During the time, There were many researchers visiting the Tarsier Foundation, so there was a need for transportation. Dad was hesitant to let Mom accompany him late at night, and he wasn't the only one. My Lola insisted that she stay home too. Ay nako, mabdos man ka. Magpuyo diri sa balay, Lola would say. Ma, I'll be alright. I'll just sit in the front seat with Adrian. No problem, Mom assured her. Naitao nagsuroy na dili maayo para nimo, Lola argued. Ooh, ay basta. My Lola
It depends. They won't speak the names of the creatures in Arizona because, like I said, they know better. But they absolutely would believe you if you told them you saw one, and they would try to help you. But no, they're not going to advertise that.
believed in folk tales and old superstitions. She would give up after a few minutes of arguing, but not before giving my mom something to carry around. Sometimes she would hand her a crab shell, sometimes a plastic bag full of garlic, and on that particular day, a bottle of salt. Why is Mama asking you to carry that? Dad asked as passengers boarded the jeepney. I don't know, but she insists I carry it. They didn't understand until one fateful night, when they encountered something that neither of them could explain. One day, my dad was hired by a group of tourists to be their personal jeepney driver for the day. Their offer was beyond what was normally earned in a day, so he didn't hesitate to accept the job. Mom was just as excited as Dad was, since they would be driving through various countryside roads and local touristy spots. She'd be their tour guide during the ride. Do you think we can see the Tarsiers? One of the tourists asked. Yes, we'll be passing by the Tarsier Foundation soon. During the day, it was a beauty to behold, but at night, it was so dark and scary. It felt like someone was watching them from the woods. They escorted the passengers wherever they wanted, and slowly it got darker. It was nightfall, so they drove them to their hotel and headed back home. But when they approached the main road, there was a blockage and several construction workers. Apparently, they were starting repairs and wouldn't be done until dawn. But this road leads straight to where we live. Pasensya kayo, one of the workers said. There was no point in getting mad. Dad tried to think of another possible route. What about the route we passed earlier? The one by the forest? My dad was nervous. He didn't want her to know how that particular one scared him at night. He asked the workers if there were any roads that were open, but they apologized and said no. Adrian, let's just go back the way we came. I'm sleepy. He let out a sigh, and after a few minutes, agreed. Dad turned the jeepney around and drove towards the route by the forest. It was completely dark, save for a few street lamps that were flickering along the road. Dad turned the high beams on and drove as carefully as possible. There was an eerie silence. This is nice, Mom said as she relaxed in her seat. We don't usually go home by ourselves. She could sense that he was anxious. I'll just sleep. She closed her eyes and fell asleep shortly after. My dad had to be calm since he was driving with his very pregnant wife. He took deep breaths and carefully drove along the road, humming a tune to pass the time. He tried to focus while ignoring all the sounds around him. It seemed like it was going to be a quiet drive when his heart jumped out of his chest as he heard a very odd scratching sound coming from the roof of the jeepney. He stopped the vehicle for a bit and started out to see what it was. Nothing. That's very odd, he thought, then continued to drive. Perhaps it was a branch. He focused on the road while listening to my mom sleep. The sooner they got home, the better. He continued to drive through the dark road when my mom moaned and groaned as if she were having a nightmare. Jer, okay ra ka diya? He asked. When she didn't reply, he asked again, Are you having a nightmare? Again, no response. He slowly turned to see what was wrong and gasped. There was a long, thin black tube piercing Mom's stomach. It looked like liquid was seeping out of the hole, and she tossed and turned while still asleep. What was the black tube? When he reached out and touched it, it was fleshy and wet. It was slimy and something was going through it. It took a few seconds for him to realize that this tube was sucking something out of Mom's stomach. Or specifically, someone. My dad immediately grabbed the tube and pulled it out of her stomach. There was an open wound. Blood slowly seeped out, so he sped to the hospital. The tube slithered back into the hole through the jeepney roof, and suddenly there was a flapping sound coming from behind. He looked at the side mirrors to see what it was, and saw a horrifying creature flying towards them. It looked like a woman with long. She wore a tattered blouse and had large bat-like wings. Her mouth had large fangs and a black tube sticking out of it. It was her tongue. The creature flew towards them. Then it let out a screech as it increased its speed. Mom needed to be rushed to the hospital. It was the only thing Dad could think about. But then, the creature broke through the back of the jeepney. Glass shattered everywhere. Suddenly, the adrenaline rush kicked in, and he remembered the salt. Before the creature could insert its tongue into Mom again, Dad grabbed the bottle of salt from Mom's purse and sprinkled it on its tongue. Immediately, the creature started to screech again, but miraculously flew out of the vehicle. He didn't look back or listen. Mom was still fast asleep and clearly in pain. He continued speeding to the nearest hospital. As soon as they reached the main road, the screeches stopped. The creature was gone.
That is a very common urban legend. It's a woman who passed away violently, or like, you can look it up. Like, it's insane.
But Mom was slowly bleeding out. When they got to the hospital, she was wheeled into the emergency room to have a C-section. Fortunately, the baby wasn't harmed. She was born prematurely, but otherwise healthy. While Mom rested, Dad tried to understand what just happened. Ay nako, thank you, Lord. My Lola arrived. He told her about the creature, and as soon as he finished, she said that the creature they encountered was an abat, also known as a manananggal. A creature that takes the form of a woman with a hunger for unborn children and organs. Every night, she detaches from her lower half, sprouts bat wings, and flies around in search of pregnant women. Then lower her long black tongue and pierce through the pregnant woman's stomach to eat the unborn baby. From that day on, they made it a point to go home before 6 p.m. Mom stayed home with the baby, and before leaving the house, carried salt and garlic. They were afraid of seeing that creature again. Some days, Dad swore he could still hear the screeching and flapping of wings while driving. And sometimes, he still hears scratching on the roof of his jeepney. I haven't gone back to my homeland in over 2 decades. I miss the food, the culture, the people. Well, all except one. My best and worst childhood memories took place in Okinawa, an island in Japan famous for its beaches. Recently, I received a call from my older cousin Akito, telling me my aunt had Alzheimer's, but randomly remembered and asked to see me. I hadn't seen my aunt since I was a teenager, when she was still able to travel and visit us in the US. Enough time had passed, and I'm an adult now. I was ready to go back. Akito picked me up from the airport, and on the ride to his mom's house, we reminisced about what happened over 20 years ago when Sora was taken from us, and they almost lost me too. Sora was my cousin and best friend. She was basically a twin sister to me, being born on the same day. When we were 9, Sora and I were playing outside her house at our favorite spot under the trees with perfect shade. It was a hot afternoon, and my aunt left to run some errands, but would be back that evening. Sora brought out a box full of colorful threads, and we spent the afternoon sitting on the grass, making each other bracelets. I felt something was off. Sora mentioned watching us. We went inside the house to check if her mom had arrived, but she didn't. When we went back outside to clean up, we heard a deep, masculine voice. At first, we thought it was her older brother Akito messing with us, but then remembered that he was accompanying his dad on a business trip. Sora was brave. She went near the tall trees where the noise came from. I followed her, holding her hand as we peeked behind them to see who was hiding. And that's when we saw a white, tall figure quickly shift. The sight brought chills to my bones. Then we heard the noise again. I followed Sora, tightening my grip, and looked up, almost breaking my neck. A lady about 8 feet tall was smiling down at us. She had long black hair and wore a white dress with a white sun hat. She was grinning from ear to ear. The lady quickly vanished when Sora's mom came home and found us. Her mom wondered why we looked so pale, but we didn't bring up what we saw, in fear of her blaming our overactive imaginations. My mom picked me up, and I still heard the rhythmic deep sounds. Sometimes I'd catch a glimpse of her peeping through the window at night, making that dreadful sound, then disappearing as if we were playing a game of peekaboo. Whenever I was accompanied by an adult, she'd leave me alone. Sora also reported hearing the strange sounds too, particularly at night. She also overheard her mother's voice calling from outside her window, but she was sleeping with her mom due to nightmares. When she turned around, her mom was fast asleep. Sora and I didn't see each other again. We both became very ill. My parents wondered why I had been acting strange, so I told them the truth about what we had witnessed. I was afraid that they wouldn't believe me, but when my father learned that we had seen an 8-foot-tall woman, he demanded I tell him more. My mother exclaimed that Sora and I had been marked by the Hachishaku-sama, the 8-foot-tall woman of Japan. Tears streamed down her cheeks as she explained how the evil spirit preys on the children she likes, causing them to perish. She was once a very tall woman that was bullied because of her height. Children would throw stones at her, insult her, and laugh. Until one day, she tripped and fell. Her head collided with a large stone and killed her. Prior to her death, though, she spoke of revenge on the children. It was at this point, as if on cue, that I heard the noise again. But my parents didn't hear anything sooner. I was concerned about Sora, so I urged my father to inform her mother. He called them right away with a plan to get us out of town, but my aunt didn't believe in the legend and wanted to wait for her husband and son's return. My father advised me to stay in my room at night and not answer, leave, or let anyone in until morning. He told me that the Hachishaku-sama would be able to take on anyone's identity and trick me. We prayed nonstop to our ancestors for help. My mother set up an altar and put bowls of salt all over my room. She gave me an amulet called an omamori with a prayer inside and warned me that if the silk cover is open, the protective power would be lost. Thus, I shouldn't open it under any circumstances. I was getting weaker, with body aches and high fever, so Mom left to get some medicine and Dad stayed home from work to watch me. I was so sleep deprived, so I closed my eyes to take a nap. A frightening smile greeted me when I opened my eyes. The fabric covering of the amulet was open, and I saw the altar shaking. I was so scared and unwell that I lost consciousness. When I woke up again, it was almost morning. Sora was in my room, smiling at me. Her eyes were dark and puffy, like she hadn't gotten any sleep either. Her lips were pale and parched. She said she missed me and wanted to play at our favorite spot again. Since I missed her so much, I got up and hugged her. But I heard a loud knock on the front door. The knock was so intense that my father opened it quickly. It was my aunt begging for help. Sora was missing. I was confused. I told them that Sora was in my room. But when we looked, she had disappeared. My mother arrived, carrying a bag of medicine. She noticed that the altar was moved and its contents were on the floor. The salt had turned black. She looked at the amulet and saw that it was open. Instead of being scared, I was determined to look for Sora. I had a feeling that she would be in their backyard, so I asked to go there. My parents were hesitant at first. My father carried me on his back. The sound was getting louder and louder as we approached their house, and indeed, it was coming from the backyard, from the trees where Sora and I saw the 8-foot-tall lady. I slowly looked up, only to see the woman behind a tree again, looking straight into my eyes as if she were teasing me. Blood dripped from her lips. She was holding a bloody leg, and without breaking eye contact, bit a huge chunk of the flesh. I screamed, not because of fear, but because of anger. I swear, if my father wasn't carrying me, I would have run straight to that giant monstrosity and given her the beating of a lifetime. It seemed like I was the only one who witnessed all of this because everyone else was busy looking for Sora. Only I could see the Hachishaku-sama. Then a sudden gust of wind unveiled something hanging from one of the tree branches. It was Sora. Her mother fell on her knees and broke into tears as she saw her lifeless daughter. Her tongue was out, and her skin was already purple. To everyone's horror, one of her legs was missing. My father quickly removed her from the tree and wrapped her in a blanket, while my mother called an ambulance. I sobbed while hugging her. I could feel her blood trickling onto my skin. I held her hand tight and realized something was there. She was clinging onto the finished bracelet she made for me. I felt weak and blacked out. I was crying now as Akito held my hand. I missed Sora so much and stared at the bracelet around my wrist. I would do anything to see her again. I didn't even get to say goodbye or attend her funeral. My parents were so worried for me following the incident, so they booked a flight for my mom and me to stay with family in the US. My dad would eventually follow us. It was raining heavily now. I asked Akito how much longer till we arrived. I wanted to stop by Sora's grave. He went silent, stopped the car, then faced me. He was grinning from ear to ear. His dull eyes started to change into pure hatred. I tried to get out of the car. He smiled so eerily. That smile reminded me of something, the feeling of dread. I gasped his mouth. My friends tried to warn me. I wish I had listened. Following graduation, I hiked the entire Appalachian Trail. It was a lifelong goal of mine. Yeah, walking more than 2,000 miles sounds insane.
I've done the Appalachian Trail. That was like when I was in my teens. But like, that ain't no fucking joke. There's a shit ton of people who do this. And there have been rumors of Wendigos and shit. But like, I never saw anything. Except for trees, rivers, more trees.
My friends told me that it wouldn't be safe, that I could get hurt or die, and no one would know what happened to me. I knew it would take months, that I'd be putting my life at risk, but I also knew that if I hadn't done it then I never would have.
But to be fair, I didn't hike the entire thing. I hiked like part of it. It takes several months to hike the entire thing. But like further north of the trail, there's rumored to be like Wendigos and or werewolves. I've heard all kinds of urban legends surrounding that trail.
It took months of planning, finding the right gear, shoes, clothes, sacks, a sleeping bag, stove, and canisters. And of course, protection. My plan was to enjoy the adventure and take my time. I averaged around 20 miles a day by foot. Every 4 days, I would stop at a small town and treat myself to a hostel and burger. But most nights, I'd camp out under the stars and eat a lot of tuna packets and nuts. Being a young woman all alone was definitely scary at times. I tried not to stray too far into rural areas and kept note of my location at all times. There were campsites along the way that helped me not feel so alienated. I made some friends here and there and learned a lot about myself. And I met Pete. He was so worldly and charming. Originally from Scotland, one of his dreams was to hike the Appalachian Trail too. He had family back in North Carolina. His ancestors were some of the first Scottish settlers to immigrate to North Carolina in the 18th century. Things escalated rather quickly between us, but when you're in the middle of nowhere with death watching your every move, it's fate when you randomly come across another human being. And it was nice to have a buddy. After months of traveling by foot, we were nearing the end of the Appalachian Trail. We were somewhere in New England, along the Berkshires in Massachusetts. And Pete and I headed to bed like we usually did when the sun set. In the middle of the night, we woke up to heavy rain. It was odd because there wasn't a single cloud in the sky during the day, but I learned that you can never really trust Mother Nature. Then, in the far distance, we heard screams. It sounded like a woman and baby crying. Maybe someone's hurt. Pete tried to calm me down and told me to ignore the sounds, that it was just a wild animal, and that we shouldn't leave the tent, so we fell back asleep. When I woke up in the morning, I turned around. Pete was gone. Maybe he left early to look for breakfast, so I closed my eyes and fell back asleep. I woke up an hour later, still no sign of Pete. I started to worry and remembered last night. The screams and sudden storm. I looked all around, calling out for him with zero luck. So I contacted the National Park Service 24-hour dispatch communication center and filed a missing persons report. I waited a day. They couldn't find him. What made it even more bizarre was that there was no sign of struggle in the campsite. No scratches, no footprints. It simply looked like Pete got up in the middle of the night and left. I tried to come up with a logical explanation. Maybe this was Pete's way of breaking up with me. The park ranger tried to urge me to remain calm and that they'd keep looking for Pete. I promised myself that I would finish the trail. The plan was to continue in the morning. I couldn't sleep that night, so before leaving, I decided to hike up the summit to catch the sunrise. Big mistake. Never walk around at night, especially by yourself. It was around 4 a.m., and I had my handy-dandy headlamp guiding me. But of course, the batteries died. It was pitch black. I was fumbling around in my bag, trying to find my spare batteries when I heard footsteps. Pete? Absolute silence. No crickets, no birds. The noisy critters went silent. Just footsteps. Believe me, I've done my research and heard crazy stories from other hikers. But generally, when you hear anything strange when you're in the middle of nowhere, don't be curious. It didn't happen. Remain calm and carry on. Well, easier said than done. My heart was racing. I finally found some spare batteries and debated whether or not I should continue up the summit or head back down. I looked around, trying to figure out the best path, and had to do a double take when my light caught something in the trees. It was 8 feet tall. As soon as I saw its glowing eyes, I looked away. I'll never forget how it looked. It was emaciated. With its rib cage sticking out of its flesh, it looked like death. With its ash-gray complexion, empty eye sockets, no lips, and yellow, sharp fangs and claws. Everything about it was tattered and bloody, and the smell was like a decomposing corpse. I tried not to puke. My arms were covered in goosebumps. I knew I wasn't safe. I quickly looked away from the trees and started walking away from the sound. When I stepped on something, I looked down. It was Pete's sneaker. That's when I started hearing distant screams as if a man was crying for help.
Gia, help!
Pete? No, it couldn't be. It sounded like Pete, except it was like a deep, hoarse growl. It went silent.
They can mimic you, but something about their voice will be slightly different or altered because while they can mimic you, they can't sound exactly like you because their vocal cords won't allow it. But they'll sound enough like you to fuck with you. Anyway, I am tired. I'm going to bed. Now that I've given you all nightmares. I've got to work in the morning, so I love you guys. Thanks for hanging out. I'm not going to check. No. 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 Nuh-uh. Nay. Mm-mm. Good night, guys. I hope you enjoyed this mostly paranormal stream. Good night, everybody. Bye.